me and Ryan have been officially welcomed to the jungle that is Barstool Sports.
Our white whale, Sidney Crosby.
Shave his head! Shave his head! Shave his head!
Ryan Whitney, Paul Bissonette, R.A., Mike Grinelli, Spittin Chiclets.
What is up, folks? Welcome to episode 582 of the Spittin Chiclets podcast. It's great to see you guys. First thing, you know what's coming. I want to shout out Pink Whitney. Keith, he's got the bottle. And guys, I believe we are exactly 10 days away from the welcome party for this year's event of the century. The Boston Stranglers versus the Big Deal Selects. And Pink Whitney's going to be flowing. We get the party on Thursday night at Park City. Mike Shaw, shout out that new amazing outdoor spot.
And party's Friday night. Thursday night, we're at Harpoon.
Yeah, suck on that, Whit. Fuck the Boston Stranglers.
I'm going to Park City.
Yeah. You're gonna get the team ready, and you're gonna drink Pink Whitney doing it. So, everyone, thank you so much for supporting the brand, drinking it the way you do. I still can't believe. Did you see we talked about the root beer and the Pink Whitney, right? Did we mention that, Biz? Okay, so I'm still amazed. I still haven't tried that one, but just racking my brain for more things to talk about with Pink Whitney. Biz, you've been on an amazing wild ride in Vancouver, or outside Vancouver, I should say. Season 1 Peakin, give us a grade, 1 out of 10.
Like 25. Honestly, I've done a lot of shit in my day, boys. Like I got to play in the NHL. Won a Calder Cup, not a big deal. I've been able to travel a lot of places, but the last week of my life has been one of the most incredible journeys that I've ever been on. And just like I don't even like it's going to be so hard to describe everything that we were able to do, but I'm so excited for you guys to see season 1 of Peakin. And obviously it started off on the mainland in Vancouver, and then it ended up in like basically halfway up island, where something that we hadn't even had planned at the start of the trip. So just the way that it took a path like organically, and we ended up where we ended up was just magical. So you guys kind of want me to just like start about how it all like went down?
Yeah, I want to know before all of this, have you smoked weed?
So,
because I was like thinking of you on this trek, this amazing journey we're going to hear about. I'm like, was he?
So I took a rip out of a bong right before I left the last place that we left with a guy named Clint. And he was the one who owns this cabin where we went to on, I don't want to fuck up the name. I got it right here, boys. I had to like open up so many tabs so I don't fuck up the names of like places we went. But we finished off the hike on Mount Albert, Washington, and it's this like huge peak. We didn't go all the way to the top, but I would say 5/8 of the way up. This kid's father, or his grandfather, like bought a bunch of land like way back in the day, where it was probably like $5 per acre, and they donated a lot of it back to like the national park, but they were able to keep this 13-acre like island that's surrounded by Moat Lake. So we literally hiked up to like 6 hours into the mountains of this area, and you had to take a little boat, or you could have swam across, but we had all our bags and stuff. So one of them got over there and they took a boat over, and that's how we got onto the island that had cabins, where we finished off the trip with this amazing group of people we met. And so that was like, I felt like I had to smoke a bowl with him before I left. Now keep in mind,
grandfather or the kid?
No, the kid. The kid brought all of us up, and so as far as my drug use, I did, and I did a bunch of variations of. So
okay,
it was no a bit booze, of a journey.
Little weed, 4 other hard drugs. We got this. Yeah. But I imagine this is all about the setting.
It was the setting. It was the setting, and it's
Who
definitely
doesn't want
magical.
to take when they're on a hiking trip?
I don't even know what is that.
So surprisingly,
Horses are
like,
good in the mountains, though, Keith.
That's true.
thankfully, I took a little bit. Like my body was a little bit banged up, so as we started that hike, I probably did it like an hour in, and like I couldn't feel my legs like in a positive way, where my back wasn't sore. And I probably hiked the whole thing with like I would say a 60 to 65 pound pack that had a bunch of steaks and potato and food in it, along with like my clothing. So when you do this, like you gotta
He brought potatoes, the heaviest vegetable.
Well, it was these guys were going to be up there longer than we were. Like their journey was going to end up continuing. So why don't I just start from the beginning of the trip and then get to this part?
Yes,
so
yes.
We started everything for Peakin on the mainland. So we went around like Stanley Park, and I got to show Wonton Don is who I'm doing this project with. Corey is like the producer, videographer. He hikes with us and like kind of a jack of all trades. He helps edit it with Wonton. And then we added Tyler, a kid. I think he's been with Barstool for less than a year, and he got added onto this one. Like we filmed the original pilot in Tennessee, but it was just me, Wonton, and Corey. But because we were doing a full week and it was such a grind, we added this Tyler kid who was amazing. And we had such a good foursome. And so the first priority was doing the grouse grind to kind of test Donnie's shape. And I talk about doing the grind all the time. I'm not going to give it away, but he did pretty solid.
He posted a picture prior to the trip, shirt off next to you. You look pretty ripped up. And he was getting crushed, but he called himself out. He's like, yeah, it takes a lot of balls to post himself. No tarp on next to you. You're working out 6 times a day.
No doubt, but I will give him a lot of credit. He is in unbelievable hiking shape. Like he's a mule, where you would look at his body and be like, oh no, he's probably not going to make it. Like
so
up
it's
to the
Keith
top.
in hockey.
Kind of like Keith. Well, at least when you started, Keith, I felt like you slimmed out as your career progressed, and maybe you watched the diet. So, but when we brought Watson Gloves on board, shout out to Watson Gloves, because they were one of the 2 sponsors that came on board. And not only did we get gloves for the entire trip, when we were like, they have gloves for fishing, they have gloves for fucking hiking. We ended up mountain biking, like downhill mountain biking out on the top of Grouse Grind, which I think that's only been up there for a few years, and like that you can rent bikes up there and stuff like that. So, yeah, like Watson Gloves, one of the guys who works there, his daughter works for Grouse Grind, so they were able to facilitate it. And we also then got to feed the 2 grizzly bears that were at the top. Now people are saying, oh, why do they have grizzly bears in captivity? Well, they've been there for, I believe they're both turning 25, where both of their mothers were killed when they were cubs. So like they wouldn't have survived. So now those 2, the bears live on the top of that grouse mountain, and they have like their own area, and then they feed them, and they act like normal grizzly bears. Like they go hibernate for like whatever 4 or 5 months during the winter, and they don't come out.
Though.
So like, what's that?
They are normal grizzly bears. Are you saying?
Yeah, I just meant like even though they're like orphans or however you want to call them, and they're in captivity. Maybe some people might be like, oh, do they just kind of hang out for the full 12 months? Because like you can go up there during the wintertime and ski, and you can always go check out the bears, and they're super friendly. So that was day 1. And then the next day we ended up going up to Whistler, where Donnie's really good at researching and finding what hikes we should do. And he's good at like siphoning through all the DMs that he's getting. And he chose to do this one that was Russet Lake. And you have to there's 2 ways to get up. There's more of like a normal path, which we didn't want to go that way. So we took the gondola to a certain point. And then that was when we ended up jumping on the last podcast. So that's where, like, when you're hiking up, you'll see like 2 different peaks where there's glaciers on them. All of a sudden you see that Scottish looking golf course. So the type of terrain you're hiking on and what you're seeing, it is so stimulating, where like one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. So I think it took us about 6-7 hours to finally get there. And it was like as the sun was setting, and it was unreal. They got this fresh lake up top. You pitch your own tent, you cook your own food, and it's just like obviously
you made the potatoes,
potato salad.
So actually, we didn't cook at that one. We brought like dry food. So
Save
you
the
have to.
potatoes for the last day so you can just carry 60 pounds.
No. We got those supplies the last day, you fucking asshole.
Is this when you had no water? And can you, maybe a really stupid question, can you fill up and drink the water in like the lakes there?
You get like
So-
tablets.
Yeah, they have these filters that you could put on the top of your water bottle. So when you sip out of it, it filters the water. Fast forward to when we ended up at that Moat Lake, buddy, we're swimming in the water and you could drink it. It is the fucking cleanest water it was ridiculous how fresh that water was. Like I'm literally swimming in the water and just like drinking water. Obviously not hosing in it as sometimes we tend to do. But going back to the Russet Lake thing, and we just finished cooking dinner, and this is a stupid thing. I didn't realize the moon moved. I just thought like, if we got a moon night, it's going to be there in the sky. And then all of a sudden it's there and it doesn't move and it stays in that spot until the morning. Like, were you aware that the moon rotated around the earth?
Of course. And I'm not a very highly educated human, but yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. But either way, so they have this beautiful peak as we have the lake to the right and we're finished cooking and we're trying to set up our tent. And then all of a sudden, boom, the most beautiful moon I've ever seen in my life. It was a completely full moon. And we just sat up there and they taught me all about the solar system, which I had really no idea about. I
Do you
also had
remember
no
any
idea.
of what they told you, or was it kind of like a conversation where you're like, I don't remember what we went over?
No, we could break it down. Like I was captivated by a lot of conversations and actually the amount of knowledge that Wonton Don and Corey and even Tyler have. Like, I didn't know that like they basically kicked Pluto out of our solar system. Like Pluto's on waivers. Were you aware of this?
Like for termination of the contract waivers?
Yeah.
Like he got sent down to the fucking cheese toast league.
Mhm.
Like you could, G can Google it up and he could put it in the chat. So all of a sudden we're -1 on a planet that I had no idea about. Do you know how long it would take to get to Pluto if you took a spaceship?
Without moving my hands and looking up, my guess would be, this could be very embarrassing. 10 years.
Well, I was going to say the same
Wow.
thing. I was going to say the same thing. And I
Bro,
was like,
you're
I could be way off.
My first guess in my head was 200 years.
No,
And I was like, I think that's crazy. So I went to 10.
9.5 years it would take
Nice
to get
win.
to Pluto if you were on a ship.
Guys who've been on waivers know each other's thoughts,
That's
Like I'm close
Witty
to Pluto.
Pluto.
I've been through that Pluto.
okay. So here's another one though. To get out of our solar system, guess how long it would take until you got out? Keep in mind, Pluto was the last planet until they put it on waivers. You know how long it would take?
100 hours?
100 hours.
No, you can't go from 9.5 years to 100 hours.
I meant 100 years. 100 years. Sorry, not hours.
No. What?
I think you were just going to say 30.
35 years to get out of our solar system. And like another thing, like so once you get past that, like there's obviously probably other planets and all these other fucking galaxies, and it just keeps going and going and going. So just really learning about a lot of the things that they were talking about were
It's
just
infinite.
infinite. So
And that
pretty-
can
pretty-
actually mess with your mind if you think about it, or it has with me. You're like,
Yeah.
you can't wrap your mind around it.
Yeah, and just talking about like how like Elon wants to colonize Mars and how that would even be possible. Certain planets have like multiple moons. I believe, like I don't know if it was they were talking. I don't know if it was Mars or maybe it was Mercury. Like that has like 3 or 4 moons. So just kind of learning about that type of stuff. Which, boys, I have an OHL education. I didn't really pay attention. I mean, I fucking took grade 9 geography in grade 12. It was just cool to learn about it. Also learned a lot about Teddy Roosevelt on the way down, American president. This guy had one of the most interesting lives of all time. And I forget most of what Donnie was saying. I know that he saved American football. He discovered he had a lot to do with preserving the national parks, like where he was such an outdoorsman.
I think I'd heard that before, but that would align with if you're saying he had an interesting life and other stuff. I believe I've heard at least that a president saved the national park. Maybe I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, he was actually shot, not while he was president, but he was giving a speech, and the speech he wrote was so long, he folded up the paper and it was so thick that the bullet went and the speech saved his life. Were you aware of that?
The piece of paper, like,
He's
slowed down the bullet?
Donnie was saying that the piece of paper and this is all stuff that we're talking about on the way down. We were talking about, so I guess I kind of got a little bit sidetracked. But shout out to Teddy Roosevelt and like everything that he provided. The way that Donnie described him, easily one of the best presidents the United States have ever had. Is he on one of the dollar bills?
No, I don't
He
think
fucking
so.
I think so.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
how funny would it be if
Is he
Donnie
on
just
Mount Rushmore?
lied to Biz about all this stuff?
He is on Mount Rushmore. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
he should be.
This guy sounds like a Mount Rushmore type.
He
Let me tell you.
unfortunately, I believe his mother and wife passed away on the same day, and like he would, and then I think so he was obviously an extremely resilient guy. Wanted to go to war himself. I think that his kid went to war and his kid passed away in war, and that's what kind of changed his perspective on fighting and going to war in itself. So he just kept going on with fact over fact over fact about Teddy Roosevelt, and I was just blown away by how big of a fucking man he was. He beat malaria when
Where's
he was
Teddy
overseas.
from?
He beat malaria when he was overseas. I think he was, or not overseas. He was going through like the Amazon, and he ended up getting malaria, and he thought he was going to die there. Like, had a severe leg break, and we basically told this kid, like, just go on without me, let me die here. And his kid was like, absolutely not. So the bangers that Donnie kept saying about this guy, I'm like, there's no way all this happened to one person, especially back then when like life expectancy was probably like 60 years old at the
He
time.
only lived to be 60.
So he lived the
fucking
life
crazy.
of 1,000 men.
So, Biz, do you ever have the thought when you, because I've hung out with Donnie, great guy. Is there any part of you that wishes you knew more about a bunch of stuff? Because I don't know anything about anything. I do enjoy meeting people and getting to spend time and hearing things like the way you're describing. He's telling you about all these different things. I love that. I just wish sometimes I could give people things. I got nothing. You want to talk about hockey or golf? I got you.
That's not true, Whit. You're
something.
knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. Like you're being a little bit
I
hard.
could never
but
teach about Teddy Roosevelt.
I know, and I think there's a few, if not a lot of people from Barstool that are just very knowledgeable, especially when it comes to history, like those Rediscovering America guys.
Yeah.
Like Nikki
Nick and
Clicky, KB, Wonton Don, Corey, who helps with that show. Like they're just like well versed and well read, and I think that this trip. Like, we remember how we joked about reading a couple pods ago and how I need to start reading. I think that this has definitely like captivated my interest in learning a lot more about history and just being able to like have dialogue about this crazy shit that's happened in our past for us to even be able to, live the lives that we live. Like we were talking about, the ice age and all that type of stuff. I won't go too deep into that right now, but long story short, we hiked down and it was about a 6-hour journey, but we went the other way. So we went the hard way up to Russet Lake and then down like the quote unquote easier leg. But for anybody who's hiked long distances, the way down is the pain in the ass because it really fucks up your knees. And then we spent the night in Whistler, brought the boys for a real nice dinner. And then the next day it was off to the island where we took the BC ferry from Horseshoe Bay over to Nanaimo, which is pretty much like halfway up island on the interior side. And it was cool because they got to experience taking that ferry and the beautiful sights out of Horseshoe Bay. And if like you guys you've never been to Whistler, have you, Jans?
No.
I figured you hadn't, Whit, but there's this sea to sky highway that on the way up and down where you're just seeing all these different mountain ranges, whether it's like Pender Island and all these different islands off of the coast of the mainland of BC. So it's one of the most renowned, beautiful highways, I would say, at least in North America, if not the world. And then when we got to Nanaimo, we drove straight up to a place called Tofino. Now, Tofino is a town of 2,500 people, but it's almost like undescribable. It has like the Pacific Northwest vegetation, but it feels like you're in like kind of like Hawaii. And I posted a video of it on Twitter and then on Instagram. I don't know if you guys had the ability to check it out, but it's also one of the best remote surfing places in the world. And are we dropping Tyson Barrie for the interview today?
Yes.
Okay, just so Tyson Barrie put me in touch. He goes up there all the time. Like, we're neighbors here in Oak Bay in Victoria. He put me in touch with the GOAT of Canadian surfing named Pete DeVries. So we were able to link up with him. We went to this Long Beach surf shop. These guys had reached out even prior, completely took care of us, got us our boards, our wetsuits, unreal guys. Like, their kids play hockey, got to spend a little time with them, getting to know their staff. And then we got to go, like, I'd been surfing one time, but I couldn't even get on the board. But we got to go with the Canadian GOAT and Donnie, who surfed before, and surf in one of the most remote places in the world to surf. And
how big are these waves?
they, like, some of them were getting to like 8 to 10 feet.
Oh, so legit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did
Like,
you
it was
get up?
legit. I'll save it for the video.
How cold was the water?
Yeah.
The water's cold, so you got to wear a wetsuit. But those wetsuits, I went in later that night, like, no suit, because I like getting in the cold water, at least for a little bit. But those suits, although restricting, they keep you warm. It's basically like you're a seal. And we did that in Cox Bay. And then there's like a little micro hike. It takes about 15 minutes to get up, and then you get the view of the entire little bay there. And I just got to, like, obviously there's a lot of people to thank, like, obviously Pete DeVries, like Long Beach Surf Shop, but my friend Mike Mackay, who married my good friend Cal O'Connor's sister, Sophie, like, they gave us their place on the water in Tofino, like this unbelievable shack for the 3 days that we were there. So we were right on the beach with that view that you guys saw on the live stream. So we got completely dialed in. And then the next day we got hooked up through Dan Hamhuis, former hockey player. He owns a restaurant and like a marina in Tofino, and they got this restaurant there called Shelter that he owns with a couple guys. So we end up going out with this guy. He puts us in touch with Lance. We go to this unreal remote fishing spot that's probably like 35, 40 minutes off the dock. And we go salmon fishing. We'll not spoil any of that. Obviously, we caught some. And then in that little, where the marina is, in that bay area, 2-3 times a year, you might see orcas in there, orca whales. Sure as shit.
You didn't see it.
Buddy, we fucking docked the boat. We go up to Shelter. The Brazilian chef was kind enough to take the fish that we just caught. He cooks it up for us. And in the midst of him cooking it, a couple of Chiclets fans who were on other boats, they were telling Donnie, like, yo, there's orcas out there, because they saw a big blood spill because they just killed like a sea lion or something, right? That's how they eat. They fucking kill those things. And sure enough, there was like a pack of 4 or 5 of them. So me and Donnie get back on the boat with Lance. We go out there and we get to fucking watch these killer whales from like, you can't get too close. Like, they don't want you, the Coast Guard, like, they'll come at you. And so we got to see fucking killer whales on our trip. Like, what are the chances? So we get lucky with just all this weather and all this timing. The fact that this place was willing to cook up this food for us. We get back. We have this unbelievable fresh salmon meal with risotto prepared for us. It was just like, it was top tier. And so that was kind of like the last, like, special part of Tofino. So we had to leave the next day, where we were going to do this Lone Cone Trail in Tofino to end it all off, because hiking is the premise of the show, where we want to do a big hike. So this guy named Tyler Turner Witt in the ends, he's like a how do you say, like a Paralympian, like, where he
yes.
So he lost his legs in a skydiving accident, and yeah, just tough bounce. Like, I don't know if he pulled the chute too late, and he lost both of his legs, and he was having a very difficult time, like, after it all happened. And this former football player, retired guy, his name's David Vibora, and I don't know if you've heard of this guy. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He was drafted last overall the year he was drafted to the Rams, played 5 years in the NFL. And
fuck, that's a legit career.
Legit career.
Last pick, played 5 years?
Played 5 years. And he was telling me stories how I didn't realize Mr. Irrelevant, like, they bring you to Disneyland. Like, they They kind of treat
Oh,
you
I
like
didn't
you're the
know
first.
that.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant, the last draft in the last pick in the draft every year in the NFL. They like treat you to this like weekend with your family, like they fly you around, and it's kind of like funny. I think they present you with a trophy, but not like the Heisman. The guy's fumbling the ball. It's hilarious. He was explaining all this. So his last year in the NFL, he blew out his shoulder bad, and he ended up getting addicted to opiates, and obviously eventually turned his life around. And like he needed to find his next purpose, and he started this charity, and it's called Adaptive Training Foundation, where he has a gym in Dallas, Texas, and he takes people. I didn't realize how many people lose limbs every year, and what's the term I'm looking for when you lose a limb? Amputee. 250,000 of them a year. That happens, right? And he has this foundation where it's all funded, where they take the people who have gone through this and these like unfortunate events. They bring them there for 9 weeks. They train them. They teach them breathing, how to recover, and just completely take them out of their world and the dark place that they're in, and rehabilitate them to provide them like the tools to continue their life and change things around.
Powerful stuff, dude.
It was an emotional trip at the end. So this Tyler Turner kid, when that happened to him, this David reached out to him, and at first Tyler was like, yeah, buddy, fucking former NFL guy, guys, handsome guy, has everything going for him. Yeah, you're gonna fucking turn my life around, because he was such in the dumps about being paralyzed. And then finally went down there and completely changed his life and got him back into shape. 4.5 years later, he ends up winning a gold for Team Canada at the Paralympics on snowboarding.
Wow.
And
wow, what a story, dude.
Incredible. So this Tyler Turner reaches out to me via DM because he heard on the podcast, he listens to Chiclets, about connecting with us, because through that foundation, he stayed involved with this David Babora, and this other kid from the island that Tyler knew. He was doing wheelies, and he went the wrong way, and he got hit by a truck and ended up losing his leg. Same thing. He was in a dark place. Tyler says, buddy, we're going to hook you up with this David guy. We're going to go down to Texas. We're going to rehabilitate you and get your confidence back and get you on the right track. So
like I was in the same place, man. Like just
same fucking place. So they always have like a oh shit goal after their 9 weeks, right? And their goal was to get to the top of this Mount Albert, Washington, which is it's Mount Albert Edward in Strathcona Provincial Park on Vancouver Island, near Mount Washington Alpine Resort. So that we actually went to the resort to start this whole hike. And these guys, like he lost one leg, Tyler's got no legs, and they wanted to hike all the way to the top of this mountain. There's a picture of the whole group, right? That's their group of guys. And the guy in the far right here, he was a former NFL player. He ended up playing with David in Minnesota. So he helps out at that gym down there. And obviously there's a few other amputees that would join us. The one guy there is Clint, who owns the camp, like the lodge up on that Moat Lake. And so like obviously he knew Tyler, so they set this whole thing up where we were going to hike up together to that Moat Lake, and that was going to be the end of our journey because these other guys had to get back, but they were going to continue. So this Chase kid, who's also a Chiclets fan, and through Tyler reaching out, instead of doing this lone cone hike in Tofino, we're like, Donnie is facilitating the whole thing via text while I'm driving, and we end up linking up with these guys and going to this resort. And we did the hike up to this Moat Lake with him and just kind of learned about this whole story and this David Babora guy and what he's doing and what he's providing these people as much as he can, right? Like he raises the money and everything is paid for. They fly these guys down. He personally trains them for the 9 weeks, and he just, becomes a massive part of their life, not only for that 9 weeks, but forever. And so we did that hike. We got to spend some time with them. Obviously, there was a day in between for them to eventually peak and get to the top because they had to get rest because boys, it's hard on their bodies, right? Like
fuck.
Buddy, like Tyler, he's like, I can't even like externally rotate my legs, so they're like kind of like swinging it around. So it just like for me personally, like just like getting to hear these stories and like you know puts a lot into perspective, right? Like so, it was like
so good, makes you like so grateful, dude, and
it was
and like the feeling of the shit that you complain about, not you, anyone, or like bothers you, and then you're like, yeah. I mean, I've never wanted to watch something more than this, Biz. I can't wait to see this. I could tell it was a trip of a lifetime for you based on kind of what you were saying, and then your tweet today, even like you put that out there. I'm like, oh, this meant a lot to him to kind of describing it that way on Twitter.
Yeah. And it just, you know, obviously it was going to be fun and we're going to do all these amazing things, but just for it to like naturally take that course. And of course, like Tyler Turner, like for reaching out and facilitating all that and like kind of just allowing us to have that experience. Like it was meant to be, and it was a life-changing trip. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to everyone seeing it. And as sad as this is and me crying at the end and how emotional it is. And also, like, we had to say bye to them, and we each gave them our Peakin shirt. Like, I was sobbing. Like, I can't, you know me, I'm an emotional guy. I can't keep it together. And probably didn't help that I just finished a bong rip, and I really get in my feels when I smoked a weed. But I had to do one with Clint because he's the one. It's his family's cabin, and he did it all, and it was kind of like an honor. I'm back off the weed, folks. Don't worry.
Okay.
But yeah, like there's so many laughs along the way. There's so many twists and turns. Like there's so many characters we end up meeting. So, I hope I didn't forget anyone along the way who like helped us and were a big part of that trip. So,
when's it gonna come out, you think?
I think that it's probably gonna take at least a month, if not like 6 weeks to edit, and then it'll be a 2-episode season 1 of Peaking. And this is going to be the start of something special. And I think we're going to have to go to Dallas for a Pink Whitney event. I would love to go with you guys to David Babora's gym and just kind of create more awareness and
no doubt.
To this. I want to make sure I say the name one more time of it. It's the Adaptive Training Foundation, and what they're doing is just fucking amazing, dude. And I can't imagine the place that these guys are in when those tragedies first happened. About losing limbs, losing both your legs, and thinking like your life's never going to be the same, to then like turning around where, buddy, this Tyler Turner, he fucking base jumps, he fucking skydives, he snowboard, like nothing's holding these guys back after they get with David, and it was magical. So I know I've been long-winded, boys. I appreciate you letting me talk about all this, and
amazing rundown.
Yeah, I love you boys.
Can see, like the videos that are the pictures and videos you sent us, like your smile, like, you know, you're happy in pictures and, you know, whenever we're taking pictures, but like your genuine smile on that trip, and to hear you give that breakdown, and we all know you have the biggest heart in the world and you do anything for anyone. And it's honestly, it was like the first time I've ever been like, oh my God, this guy is in such a fucking good place. Right? I really wish I was with you, although I would never go hiking. But
I was going to say, maybe we get the look. Maybe there's a Chiclets Peakin crossover, and we do one of these, Keith. They'll try to bury us.
You'll do that Blue Hill and around the corner from your house.
Do that with the kids once a week. We rip up Blue Hill.
So we do feature a micro hike in that Cox Bay, which is 15 minutes. So it's kind of funny in the midst of doing these massive ones where you just do the small one. Like we were even talking about, like Frank's been doing the Frank walks. Like let's get fucking Frank on one of these. And Jans, we're eventually going to head to the New England area to do it.
New England.
Wasn't it called New England?
Yeah, it's just, I think you said the New England. It just cracks me up.
What are you going to do?
I said the New England area.
Oh, okay.
Where is there good hiking? Like Vermont, New Hampshire? Is there good hiking?
They have one in Maine, and they have, I believe, one in New Hampshire, and they're two of the more challenging and biggest peaks in the United States. And I believe he said the one in, is it called Mount Washington?
Yeah. That's the one in New Hampshire.
You see the bumper stickers everywhere.
This car climbed Mount Washington. It's like big deal. Why do you have that bumper sticker on the back?
Nice
yeah,
Subaru.
and I think that like I get what you're saying, Jans. I think that some people might be like, well, hiking's a little boring for me and it's just not my thing. For me, like I'm just like with our jobs, we're so much on our phone and in technology and stress and like, flying around TNT, like trying to juggle all these things. Like for me, it just kind of gives me a reset. And for that, that probably 30 to 35 hours, like I have no service. So it's just good sometimes to just get away and like, the people trying to reach out to you can't get to you. And it almost forces you to just kind of be in the moment and live in the present. And, I have a difficulty doing that. And that's what hiking provides for me, along with, some form of workout. So, just,
what a trip.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Magical week. Appreciate you boys letting me break it down and appreciate everybody listening. Let me break that down, but shout out to David and his crew.
Us, dude.
I love you boys.
Amazing.
It's a you just put on an all-time Oscar-worthy trailer. That's what I'm going to say. A video that just makes me want to tune in. So good.
It makes me want to watch the show tomorrow though, and not in a month. Like that hurts.
Can I wrap up a couple things, Biz, quick?
Yeah, and then I was just going to say thank you to Wonton Gloves, who I don't know how many new listeners we have. Like they allowed me in the past to do 2 commercials where they gave us carte blanche where we could like say jokes that like typical brands won't let you drop. So I don't know how many of you have seen those. And I hope they get involved with the podcast. I'll send you guys these protein pucks. They're just like an all natural source of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. And they taste unbelievable. And just so happens they're called Protein Puck. And it was this random guy that I met in Scottsdale at the Global Ambassador, where he's like, "Hey, yo, I saw that fight you were on news." And then he came up and we became buddies. So he owns the company. And so thank you to those 2 brands for facilitating that. And that's all I got.
I think one of the most valuable things you did learn on that trip was that the moon rotates around the earth. And ChatGPT says that you learned that in 4th grade on average. So I love that you know that.
I thought that I knew the sun did. Or no, does the sun rotate around the earth, or do we rotate around the sun?
I believe we rotate around the sun. And
fuck. All right.
I don't even know if I'm right on that.
Fuck. I'm just going to shut up about the solar system.
Donnie.
We rotate around the sun. I had that one.
Fuck it.
Okay, Biz. Teddy Roosevelt, the first American to win the Nobel Peace Prize, which he received in 1906 for mediating a peace agreement to end the Russia-Japanese War. That's big time. So
big time.
I can't wait to check all this stuff out. In the hockey world, Biz, have you kind of heard anything? You know what's going on, or are we going to be able to fill you in on?
I got a couple things I want to say because I missed the big chatter last week about McDavid, all the McDavid. Like my opinion is I want people to stop asking him about signing. I want you to leave him the fuck alone, at least till after the Olympics. Leave Connor McDavid alone. He's got bigger fish to fry. He's going to win our country a gold medal. So any of you American reporters, when he's on the road this season, I don't want to fucking hear you asking about him extending. He's going to focus on this year. I don't care if they're out of a playoff spot by the time the Olympics rolls around. Let him focus on winning a gold medal. And the same goes for all those Crosby rumors. I don't want to hear about it. Okay?
You invented them.
Stop living in the past. I don't want to hear a fucking thing about Crosby moving on. Paperson maybe is even talking about a little bit. Crosby, leave him alone till after the Olympics. I want them focusing on winning a gold. Enough with all this. I will say the theme going in right now is all the stars around the league, right? McDavid not signed, maybe Crosby on the move. All of a sudden, this Kaprizov rumor / I don't really know if it's a rumor. Bill Guerin putting out that fire. We all know that Quinn Hughes is that's a ticking time bomb, right? Like Quinn Hughes is leaving, right?
That one we can get into. It is all the studs. It's kind of NBA style, and I absolutely love it. The big dogs are in the news, and
let them
in fairness, these guys, a lot of them, like they haven't even done or said anything. Like Quinn Hughes is asked about playing with his brother. Like that's been the most overblown thing ever. McDavid just hasn't signed a contract. Kaprizov hasn't signed a contract either. Like they're in the news, but they really haven't done anything to deserve
no,
it.
time out. Quinn Hughes is American.
It's not like they're doing bad things.
Quinn Hughes is American, so I'm going to be talking about that.
Yes,
every
that's what I was
going to
say.
So we're just going.
talking
Okay, we're going
about
straight
Canadians.
Olympic. You were in Canada in the woods, and you've just found this new national pride that's just taking over your like fandom within the NHL. You're just all based on Canada winning a gold
until after the Olympics.
Okay.
You know, Theodore Roosevelt was American, right?
Doesn't mean I don't respect what he did as a president.
You
That
also
has
know
nothing to do
that
that has nothing to do with it.
you also know
I know
that
I know he's going to be disappointed with you guys not winning the gold, but
No, it sounds
That's
like
not
you're
your-
it sounds like you're worried about the Americans because you want everyone to leave your Canadians alone and then bring the heat on our Americans.
yeah,
So,
you're trying to slow us down.
Hey,
like,
whoa,
why would
whoa,
you?
I don't need to bring the heat. They're bringing it on themselves. We got fucking Lane Hudson's old man talking about trying to move over to Canada. Like this
Bringing
is
it on
like,
themselves.
You guys are self-destructing before
He's
the
not
season
on the
even
team.
begins.
He's not on the
even on
team.
the-
You're bringing up the American media with McDavid. Yeah, they're the problem when this gets out of hand when he's asked every day. Although he's going to say, I'm not answering any questions once the season starts if he hasn't signed. But Biz, the Crosby rumors, we're dropping an unreal interview with Tyson Barrie. It's great. In that interview, you bring up the Crosby rumors. So this is a new post Peakin season 1 Biz. We did this interview like 10 days ago.
That's living in the past, and I'm no
Okay.
longer there.
Okay.
I just said that this hike reset me on living in the present, and that's
Okay.
what we're going to do. We're not
In
going to
the
live in the
moment.
past. Okay?
All right.
I'm learning. I'm adapting. I'm going to read. I'm going to read more.
so
We're
where
doing
do
a
you
lot of
want
new
Crosby
things
to
around
go?
here. Life-changing trip. No more drama.
Crosby
Now-
to the Habs or the Avs?
I don't want to talk about that. You're
Oh,
not
you
going to
almost
trick me
got
into
him.
You
talking
use
about
almost
that.
the answer.
It
He
was
was
this
goal.
close.
We all know what's going to happen because I've been saying it for years, but we're not talking about it until it does.
So if it happens, do you not get the credit?
No, Keith, we get to talk about it, and he's going to sit there and listen. At one point, he won't be able to not say what's on
I
his
know.
mind. So don't worry. It'll be in the news. I mean, it is crazy that it is somewhat being discussed, Biz, because when Brisson comes out, and here's the quotes. Brisson made headlines this week suggesting Crosby could actually be traded. It's always a possibility, you know. It's been 3 years. They haven't made the playoffs. It all depends on how Sid is going to be and how the team is going to do. Brisson said Crosby's under contract. So, yeah, it's one of those things. That's the hard part about it. So, I don't think he would say that without talking to Sid first, right? Like, it's almost, in my mind, like he might be the one that's like speaking for him, where Sid's telling him, I'm not, like, I don't know.
Sid came out today and said that he did not speak with Pat Brisson before he made that statement.
Wow.
That's just what Sid said.
That actually came out today. I missed that. I mean, if they're horrible, I respect the hell out of him if he wants to stay there. I think every hockey fan would feel a little robbed. So, you know, I'm not him. I'm just like giving. Would any hockey fan other than Penguins fans not be absolutely fired up to see him on another team that's competing for the Stanley Cup and has a chance to go on a run in the playoffs? I don't think so.
I think of it as the Ray Bork situation, even though Sid's already won a cup.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I think everyone in Pittsburgh would be rooting for him just because he's earned whatever he wants to do. If he wants to stay, good on him. Like, playing for one team your whole career would be incredible. And, you know, to do it the way he did it as well. But if he wanted to go somewhere else, he has all the rights to do that. And I think it would be amazing. Like, imagine him going to a team that's like, not even like the number one team, a team that's fighting to get in. He gets them in, like him in playoffs, just mucking it up. Like, it would be amazing.
So it's similar to Brady, but even in a better way for Sid. That was just like the team was like, hey, you know, they lowballed him, right? And then it finally ended. All the stuff you've heard, Belichick, Kraft, Brady, the contracts. He goes and wins, and every Patriots fan was still rooting for him.
Right.
Sid's would almost be like, I think everyone would understand. I just want to get one more cup. We've done everything we possibly could have done in these 20 years. But as I prefaced it, if that guy is like, I just want to be a Penguin my entire career, I want to chase all the records, I mean, he already has a statue, then I would respect it. I would respect him for it. But for Biz to think this isn't going to be like a story, I mean, it's probably one of the craziest things I've ever heard. And if you do live in the present, it's presently a story. So, no comment?
Our focus is on Milan.
Okay. All right. I can't wait for these Olympics. Are we going, by the way?
I would go 100%. Like 1,000%, I would go there. I wouldn't be shocked if Team Canada flew me on their plane. I think I might be going over with the team. I think they're going to probably add me to the coaching staff. Like, I mean, I'm pretty tight with Talkett. I'll fly underneath the fucking plane. Just give me a tranquilizer pill or whatever the fuck they
You
take.
have that already.
Give me a couple Xanax or is that what they use to sleep on? Xanax? Is that what they use?
Biz, do you think Malkin and Letang would be pissed at him or no?
But my focus is on Milan.
Fuck, tried to get him.
Like, it's just
Okay, so Russia's not in the Olympics, but Kirill Kaprizov's in the news, Biz. You mentioned him. Apparently, he turned down what would have been the richest contract in NHL history, 8 years times $16 million. Then reports came out that he knows there's teams that are willing to go 19, 20 million a year. He's got the other side of it where the owner, and I believe when the owner originally had these comments about
blank check.
Blank check. I think we might have said at the time, like, this guy, nobody has it better than Kaprizov. So if he's been saying that, I'm not that shocked. He said no to that deal.
What happened to blank check?
The cap's going up.
I also, and this is like, it's not like a knock. I feel like the new wave of NHL superstar, they kind of want to play in the big smoke more. Like they want, there's that photo that came out. He was hanging out with Shesterkin in New York.
That picture was
it was at a
that
basketball.
Oh, that was a fake photo. I got duped.
I don't think it was fake. I just think it was from like 2-3 years ago.
It was
during a
from May of
basketball game.
2023.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was sent to the group chat, and then I was on my hike, so I kind of maybe didn't get the text that was an old photo. So somebody was trying to stir it up online, being like, "Oh, he's playing tummy sticks with the Rangers. This is tampering." Blah 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 blah. I would just assume that some of these guys like want to play in bigger markets. Now, Billy Guerin said it's not true and that it got out and that they didn't offer him that contract. Like that's basically what Billy G said, right? Like this is not true. I just think it's common knowledge that whatever the 20% or the max is a player could sign for 8 years, that is being offered to him. Like they are begging him to sign that right now. So whether they did it when people speculated it or it was 4 months ago, that's happened. Like he has been offered that and he hasn't currently signed that. I also think that there's so many superstars coming up in free agency and all of a sudden the cap is jumping the way that it's jumping. It's just created a whole nother mess for some of these teams to try to be like,
no one and player. I don't think a player wants to be the first to go.
So that's also what's being talked about is basically these guys are waiting for the first domino to fall and then it'll just set the precedent and then boom, over that.
You could go under it a little bit depending on the player, but if you go first and all of a sudden like guys that you're in your own mind saying, I'm as good as this guy. Like I deserve what he's making. He's making 2-3 million more. You're like, now that goes back to the argument of like, how many hundreds of millions do you need? You know, like if he really likes Minnesota, like I don't think Wild fans should be panicking. I think that he's probably just gonna maybe say, all right. So if he likes Minnesota, he's just gonna go back to them and say like, give me this.
So let me ask you this:
and they have to now,
given the fact that he's got 1 year left on his deal. Same thing with McDavid. At what point do they have to wait till? Does it have to be after July 1st to where that new money hits, as far as what the cap is to? or based on the fact that the deal wouldn't start till next year, they can still give him that amount now. Because at a certain point, like let's say currently the most that you could make as an individual player on a team, because you're capped at, I believe, 20%. Let's say right now that 20% based on the cap is like somewhere in that 16 to 18 range. I don't know what the exact number is, but once July 1st hits, is that when now they can offer him whatever that new cap number will be? Or could they sign that right now because that deal wouldn't kick in till next year anyway?
Or do they say you could sign a percentage to what the cap is next year right now? Like, I see that's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, is also that maybe why? Because like, remember, Elliot Freeman would probably have this researched and know it. I haven't really gone through the collective bargaining agreement. Maybe I should catch up on my reading with that instead of fucking about Teddy Roosevelt first. But I don't like. At what point does that number hit? And if these guys have to wait till next summer in order to finally get that $3-4 million jump, it's worth the wait, man. Because
wouldn't they just say that though?
No, because hockey players
right.
aren't like that.
Yeah,
it's the same reason why part of the reason they might be waiting for that first domino to fall is so they're not being labeled as greedy for taking that 18, 19% of what the cap is, right? So if McDavid is waiting for Kaprizov to that domino to fall, and let's say Kaprizov, which I heard the same thing you guys, like I heard there's a few teams, and I think Kaprizov's chasing the absolute top dollar, and McDavid might not be that guy where he does leave a little crumb extra for the rest of the guys as opposed to taking that full 20%. But like if Kaprizov takes it, McDavid doesn't look as bad taking it because like everyone's going to be like, fuck, he's making the same as Kaprizov. What a hometown discount that team's getting. So part of it is waiting for that number to be larger. And also part of it is, I believe, public perception. But this is the last thing I will say about McDavid, given the fact that it is Canada related. We all know what's going to happen. He's going to play out the year, and then he's coming to the Toronto Maple Leafs. But we're not talking about it anymore.
Okay.
None. We're done.
I saw Marner was playing in the Vegas, I don't know, it's the Golden Knights, maybe their sponsor golf event when the players always play, and he had a sick move on him. Nice swing. And I just figured like they're out every year early. Like no wonder he's got a great swing, Biz.
Who?
Marner.
Who?
Marner.
Because you know who he played for. Past
couple
years.
Toronto.
You know what? I was hard on Marner. And I'm like, honestly, I'm just happy that, why are you laughing? I'm just genuinely happy he's out of that circus for himself, for his own sake. I think that he didn't help his own situation where the money that he commanded out of his entry level. And if he would have signed for $1.5 million less,
but they offered it to him.
What?
That money, like he didn't, like they offered him that contract.
No,
How do you say no?
I'm saying originally, like, I'm happy he's out of Toronto. It sucks what he dealt with fucking being there, but I'm happy that he's gone. But yes, going back to his golf swing, I'm sure it's great. He's hanging out in Muskoka fucking and he's there by the beginning of June because he ain't playing. He's fucking there middle of May, for crying out loud.
Biz, are there any big deal selects? Is there any news in that world?
We're going to keep things internal right now for right now. I did hear that one of the Boston Stranglers who was invited to the tournament asked if Chiclets could fly his girlfriend in for the tournament as well. Now, I don't know exactly where the Boston Stranglers' focus is coming into this ball hockey tournament, but I'll tell you this. If one of our players thought about flying in his girl during these very intense 2 days of ball hockey, I don't think he'd be seeing the ball hockey court. Now,
that's the difference between you and I know what my players need. I know some guys, might need their old lady in town to not go out at night. Like Terry Ryan could probably use an old lady in town. Terry Ryan and Ryan Sr. could probably use an old lady in town.
I'm sure Terry Ryan's got a few.
Yeah. So
but he ain't flying them in.
Well, Hey, you manage your team like you do and keep losing first round like the fucking Leafs, and your golf swing will be like Marner soon enough. But yeah, it's whatever my team wants, and I think it's unfair that you wouldn't pay for him, seeing that your whole team is getting flown in. But it's all right. It's fine. I'll pay for it.
Wow.
Very
Okay.
true.
Interesting.
Very true, Keith. Isn't that
Wait,
amazing?
you're okay with that? I feel with time out. I think that this is hypocritical because if you found out one of my players was trying to fly in their girl, I think I would be getting scalded. So I feel like this is an absolute double standard.
I don't think I'd say a word about that. Guy getting away with his wife. Maybe they have kids, and I'm going to play in this ball hockey tournament. I'm going to a great city in Boston. We can catch a game, go on a duck tour. And you get to watch me do something I love, and it's like it's kind of one of those family things, Biz. I don't know if you know, but they fly in the wives when the team can win the Stanley Cup. They fly in the families, and it's interesting for me to hear you be like, yeah, we're just the boys getting after it in Boston. Yeah, we lose every year, but we party hard. And there's another team that's like, I want my family around when I get a title in a beautiful city against a complete clown, Paul Bissonnette.
Well said, Ryan.
I really, really think you guys would be singing a different tune if this role was reversed. But
I can't wait for this
go
tournament.
Go with whatever narrative you want.
Yeah.
I know where our focus is at, and the big deal selects are all business. Con Man, who I was very critical of last year. I'll give you guys a little update. He's running every fucking day. Con Man's in the best shape of his life. And when that's the case, he's going to be fucking sniping game in, game out. And we got our first line superstar back. And
I thought he was a D-man.
No, all offense.
He's a forward, nifty
He's
forward.
a cherry
nice
picker.
mitts.
Cherry
Is he
picker.
the big redhead?
No, that's Pender.
That's Pender. Pender's
Can't
got
wait
the
to
big
see
bomb.
Pender.
You haven't even been studying. What, you haven't been watching game tape?
Your games aren't fucking even televised because you guys are in the losers bracket every year. Chiclets doesn't even drop you guys.
No,
it's
hey.
Merle's team versus fucking Patrick Sharp. Beat it.
Hey, Spittin Chiclets YouTube channel, over 400,000. Go
No
watch
way.
some game tape. It's on the vlog.
Is that what we're
Dustin
at now,
Pender.
Biz? 400,000?
Oh, we're over 400K, bro.
Hey, we're
I
on
was just being
tile
nice.
too, Biz, which is huge.
What?
We're on tile too. It's not cement.
What? We got the courts?
Yep. That's
all
bad for you.
All of them have courts this year?
No, so Roller A and Street A will have MS3 surface, which you got to give a shout out to Bobby Hauser, member of the Big Deal Selects. His family owns the company. He said no more. He said, we're bringing in the Big Deal Selects need a nice surface, so we're bringing in some surface.
That was
Boy,
the
Bobby.
only chance
I've
that
been
you
hearing
guys
about
had.
this surface since the beginning of time with this tournament, and they've all said, all the Big Deal Select said, if we ever had a good surface, we would be drumming everyone. So
We're gonna run the table now.
Now
that,
it's
with Yans's team. They would have wanted to play in a gravel pit.
we could use this guy in net for one of the teams. I would take it for sure with Marc-Andre Fleury. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the picture that was sent to the group chat, Biz? Of all
Yeah, of him and his 3 rings with the robe on.
and the trophy. Yeah, he signed a PTO with the Pens. I love that. I love that move. That's an old school move. Back of the day, thinking of an old baseball player signing a 1-day contract. Actually, Rizzo did it too. Did you see that, Keith?
Did you see he almost catch the ball?
That would have been the most insane on a Anthony Rizzo day. He goes to the bleachers to drink a beer, and a home run comes directly. It hit him in the hand. If he had caught that, but he bought the entire stadium a beer.
Seriously?
Yeah, I saw something like people were giving out tickets. I don't know if it was the entire stadium. Or just an area.
That's thanks to Bob Does Sports, because all the money that we took off him that day playing golf. So Bob paid for those beers. If he had caught that would have been unbelievable. But did you see one thing I saw? He had all the people in the stand sign his jersey that he has. Like, that was cool. Like, you could tell he just really loved being a part of that team.
Yeah.
Baseball would be, in my opinion, the most fun pro sport to play. As far as, I don't want to say they don't have pressure, because you got to fucking get up there and you got to hit the ball, but just the downtime, not as strenuous on the body, laid back. You're always in the clubhouse with the boys. You're in each city for 4 days. So you're not just in and out. So that would be an absolute blast. And you've hung out with him, Jans. He just seems like the best guy. He kind of looks like a little bit like Brooks Koepka to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. But what's the funniest thing about him? Like, what's like on the golf course? Is he a chirper?
Not really. He's pretty quiet. Yeah, just stand. I mean, he's just like any other athlete. He's chirping. He's saying, he hits a good shot. He's like, yeah, like, come on, I played in the bigs for 15 years. Like, you got to expect things like that. But yeah, no, he's very humble, laid back guy. He was my neighbor down here for a while. So I've known him for a bit. He was telling a funny story. Like, I had a boat and I know nothing about boats. Like, I had never even been on a boat before I bought it. And one day, apparently I was on the lift and he was like out in his backyard watching me because I told him, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting a boat. I know nothing about him. And all of a sudden the boat was still on the lift, but I had the engine on and I'm revving the engine. He's like, what the fuck is this kid? He was like, me and my wife stood out there for like 15 minutes laughing at you and hoping you didn't die. I'm like, yeah, it's not good.
You couldn't have yelled out like, dude, you're still on the lift.
He had a 90-foot boat at his house. He just like let me fucking almost die.
At least you put the plug in. There was a brand new yacht I saw like on social media. It was stunning. Looked like it was probably like 100-foot yacht, couple decks, and then they put it in and it fucking sinks. I guess it's a common thing where people forget to put the plug in on a new boat and it gets put in the water and it sinks to the bottom.
Did you see the way it fell? It was just like,
oh, okay. So you saw the video too, right?
So sad. That's like what do you think? 20,
I would
30
say,
where did
million
you
dollars?
see this?
I would probably say like 30, 40 million.
Yeah. Just
maybe
right
a
down
little cheaper, actually. Maybe I was exaggerating. I think that Bill Gates just sold his yacht to a waste management guy. Stunning boat. I guess this thing is.
Yeah, that's different level.
That's
money.
different level. I think you're
Kaprizov.
looking at like 300 million, 400 million for something like that. Maybe a little cheaper,
Really?
it being used, but that is
Those
just
yachts
that's
are 300 million?
Oh yeah. The big boy ones like
Oh, yeah.
Bezos and yeah.
Zuckerberg and all those guys just hoarding money, fucking building their bunkers in Hawaii. Going back to Flower though, why are you laughing?
No, it's just I just didn't
I actually, my buddy sent me this list of
people with bunkers that are hoarding money.
Wait,
just
is,
like
is
the-
Flower signing a PTO to try out for the team or just a one-day contract to retire
No.
as a Penguin?
going back to that. It would be cool to see more guys do this. Like, so he's going to play in an exhibition game for the Penguins. So not only do you get to sell out an exhibition game, no pressure, it's for fun, it doesn't mean anything, and he gets to play his last game technically as a Penguin. Like Henrik Lundqvist, for instance, he can play in these alumni games and stuff like that. I think he would be healthy enough to at least play in an exhibition game, or if not a period. It would be cool to see him get to play another game for the Rangers. So
Has he
I hope
retired?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Is he like officially retired? Wouldn't you have to?
Yeah, but I
Or are
I
you
don't
saying
think
just for
anything
fun?
yeah, but well, basically what I'm saying is like it probably like could technically happen, but given the circumstance, I don't know if anything like this and this idea has ever happened before. So I think that this is going to like create like a new thing where, what's another example? Like, I also think Flower has a type of personality where he's like, oh yeah, I'll play in an exhibition game, and you have to have that.
He's gonna
type
have a
of
shutout. You know he will.
How
Oh,
sick
for
would
sure.
it be to be a kid who gets like his one exhibition game? Like that game's
I
gonna
know.
be packed. It's gonna be unreal. Sid will play maybe.
I might ask him if I could play, so I can retire. Maybe I retire.
I was gonna
a
say
Penguin.
maybe you're one of those guys. When Arizona gets a team someday, they bring you back. You play an exhibition game.
And until then, what if they brought me, you, Army, and Merles back just to play in that game? Just all the old timers. Let's get Andre Waugh in the mix, so at least the locker room will be lit.
You guys should just show up to Flowers game and be like, hey, we're all playing, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
tying your ski. Hey, speaking of crowds, how about the crowds at the Montreal Canadian rookie games?
Oh yeah,
Well, the
that's Montreal.
Demidov just he put on a show. I was kind of surprised he was even in that.
I was too, actually.
But
Maybe he
a
wanted
lot of
to
guys
play in
who
it.
played decent amount of games are playing in that still. Like I saw Renzel in Chicago made some sick play, gave somebody assists against St. Louis. These are just clips I saw online. Who else? There's somebody else. But the Demidov one, first he's behind the net. He does that's like the 12-year-old move. And then the goalie scored. Lane Hudson sitting there watching, kind of shaking his head. And it looked like it was a playoff game. That's how it sounded when the horn went off after the goal.
Insane.
Kind of made me fired up for camp. Get going here. Biz, do you know who Ken Rosenthal is?
Yeah, I saw that in the outline, and I didn't know much about him until I saw the clip. Obviously, not the best look in a tough moment for him, but yeah, like you want to explain what happened, and let's hear your comments on it.
No, I've watched it 100 times. It's like so funny how mad he is. He's getting ready to interview somebody on the Brewers who's he sees teammates coming from behind, ready to just like pour water on him. So Ken goes flying back. He's got this suit on, this bow tie, and he buries a cameraman. I gotta think that almost every person that I know, if they bury a cameraman and turn around, the guy's laying down with this poor camera laying over his face, you'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. This Ken Rosenthal looked at this guy like he just dunked on him with no time left to win the NBA title. Like the biggest stare down, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? The face.
I thought he was going to give him the Rodman.
Can we
just kick him?
The face was actually like in his head, he might have been like, I want to Rodman this guy. And just a clip, like such a good internet clip. This guy, and he's getting smoked for this. Apparently I watched the video, so not apparently, he came out and said he apologized like profusely after, and whatever, it was just like kind of tough timing. And then the responses said, I believe he got the guy's name wrong, who he was apologizing to. So
yeah, right away I saw that part. I'm like, oh god.
That's why you got to check the notes like Biz when you're thanking people.
Yeah, if you have 14 fucking internet tabs open to remember names.
The video
is he known as like a mean guy or like a not pleasant guy?
I knew he was a baseball insider type, and then the responses to this, like everyone kind of.
That's Iverson over Tyronn Lue. Look at the guy's feet in the air.
That picture, the feet in the air is unreal. And it's almost like a king is walking through the streets like Game of Thrones, and like somebody like looked at him wrong. And
who would have done that? Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt
would have done that. He would have fucking he would have gave him the shirt off his back, out. You conduct the interview, sir.
I love
My
you
apologies.
talking about the United States. I love hearing that. It's in your head, our former president. I don't really have much else for you guys. I don't know. Anything else on your mind, Biz? The NFL this week? Did you see anything? The NFL's been phenomenal the first 2 weeks.
Even the bad games are good. Like the Patriots-Miami game was like entertaining at least. Like,
the Giants Dallas. Actually, I know what we'll do. We'll throw it to Tyson Barrie.
Let me ask you one question.
Want me to throw it to Tyson Barrie and we'll do it at the end?
Yeah, let's talk about some other stuff after when we get out.
Okay, perfect. Tyson Barrie, guys, I'll tell you, I think at the beginning of the interview, he forgot he retired. A little more on the serious side. And then all of a sudden, this interview got incredible. Biz had a masterclass of question asking. So what do you got?
Well, he's so respectful of all these superstars that he's played with. He is such a likable guy. Like, he's the guy that Draisaitl, he wants him at his wedding. McDavid wants him at his wedding. Marner wants him around. Like Matthews. Like, he is just like, he's the facilitator, where after the game, he's probably the guy who got the trainer to drop off some beers for the boys. So I think that his concern is not only does he want to make sure he respects the game, but also he doesn't want to sewer his buddies by maybe telling a story that he shouldn't be telling. But I think that quickly he will become a media darling in the second part of his hockey career, because I believe, and he will be doing media this year. I don't want to spoil as far as who he's going to be doing it for, but he's an unbelievable guy, unbelievable to hang out with and share beers with. And I'm really happy that towards the end of the interview, we got him to open up. So Oak Bay legend, Victoria legend, Tyson Barrie. This episode is sponsored by Row, a 2-in-1 prescription treatment designed to help you get stronger, harder erections. And yeah, better sex for the both of you. And here's the cool part. They dissolve under your tongue. That means they can hit your bloodstream faster than a traditional pill. And once they dissolve, Roast Sparks start working in just 15 minutes on average, so you can be ready when the moment's right. And they don't just help you get hard. We're talking thicker, fuller, longer-lasting erections. Plus, Roast stays active in your system for 36 hours so you can do all the fucking you want. So round 1, round 2, even round 3, hey, why not the next morning? Totally on the table. Getting started is easy. Everything's 100% online. Ro connects you with a licensed provider who reviews your info. There's no awkward waiting rooms. There's no face-to-face combos. And if you're approved, your treatment ships straight to your door. Ready to give it a try? New patients get $15 off Ro on a reoccurring plan. Ready to give it a try? New patients get $15 off Ro on reoccurring plan. Just head to ro.co/chiclets. That's ro.co/chiclets to find out if it's right for you.
Guys, we got to talk about Shell right now. Shell gasoline, premium gasoline. Get more with Shell V-Power, the premium gasoline. More performance, more power, more protection, and it protects against carbon deposits, friction, and wear for better fuel efficiency in addition to engine performance. Get more performance with every drive. It's their best fuel ever, a fuel like no other. Learn more at shell.us/more-performance. Get more performance with every drive. Download the Shell app to locate your nearest station today. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus gasoline compared to lower octane fuels. Actual effects and benefits may vary according to vehicle type, driving conditions, and driving style. We are now joined by a special guest, been on the pod before. We got to give him a bunch of clicks here. Recently retired. What a career. Tyson Barrie. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate the clicks. Thanks for having me again. I think it's my third time. So appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules, Biz. I know you're the busiest guy in the world right now, so appreciate it.
A little bit more of an emotional appearance on Spittin Chiclets. I got a chance to talk to you last night. A few posts on Instagram as well, just kind of thanking teammates. And hell, fucking tell you, what a run, man. Unbelievable career, man. And just how are you feeling? Like, obviously, it's probably been a few emotional weeks for you.
Yeah. It's been, I kind of came to the decision a while ago, and then the NHL kind of dropped it on me. I didn't really know. I was definitely going to retire, but I woke up to about 30 texts after I played in the Avs alumni game, which I guess is a dead giveaway. The NHL Instagrammed it, and I had to pull things together pretty quickly. And but yeah, it was planned for a while, but a lot of emotion still, and not like sad or anything. I've come to terms with it. Just grateful. And, I look back, it's like kind of joyous emotions, like just what an experience. And then, trying to talk to my parents, got a little emotional, trying to say thank you kind of for everything. And, but yeah, like I said, not sad, just super grateful, and, kind of a celebration more so.
And for you, like, you've been in an NHL locker room your whole entire life. Like, your dad playing, he retired in 01? You were probably 10, 11 years old? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You've been in an NHL locker room since the time you can remember. And now you won't be for the first time in 36 years. Like, it's got to be something where you're like, what's next for me? But what you gave to the game, especially like, you were an undersized guy for when you came in, and now you see more and more undersized D-men playing the way that you played. Like, you got to be so proud of the impact that you left in the game, like, what you meant to the game, because, not for guys like you, there wouldn't be the Kel McCarrs or the Adam Foxes. So congratulations on everything, and just wanted to give you that compliment. But for you, it's got to be tough to not be in that locker room.
Yeah, thank you, Jans, following in your footsteps, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I think, like you said, I've been in it a long time, and the good news is I'm good at keeping in touch, and I've got a lot of friends who are still playing. So I've got a 4-year-old son who's in skating lessons, and I'll be, I'm sure, abusing some guys to come down in the locker room after games and kind of give Leo, my son, the same experience I was given. And yeah, I think and it's so fresh too, right? I think once the season gets going and I'm sitting here on the island and kind of looking around, maybe I'll start to miss it more. But at this point, I'm excited kind of for the next chapter and whatever that is.
You just quickly talked about the emotions on the phone with your parents. Your father played pro for, I don't know, probably at least 15, 20 years. And you were talking last night when we met up for dinner just about the impact he had on your career, how he essentially taught you everything. He was your coach growing up, and he was a great player himself. So just like how much of an impact did he have on you, and how emotional did that conversation get?
Yeah, I mean, if you know my dad, he's not one for emotions. So me and my mom were crying, and my dad was sitting in the background making fun of me. But I imagine he's due for a good cry solo when no one's watching.
Yes.
He has been an amazing mentor, coach. He coached me all through minor hockey. Even when I moved on to junior, he was calling teams on the draft, WHL draft, telling them I wouldn't go there because he wanted me to land at a good spot. Landed in Kelowna, get to Kelowna, comes watch me, plays my first game. I get absolutely piped. I don't get out. I don't play at all. I remember walking from Prospera. There's a hotel across the street where we stand. And he calls their GM, Bruce Hamilton, and he goes, I'm terrified. I'm like, Dad, no, like, don't do this. He calls him. He goes, hey, Bruce, this isn't what we signed up for. If you're going to play him like this, he's going to come play for me in Victoria. I'm like 16. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Dad, no.
No, don't do it. Sure enough, I was never played like that again. So he always had my back. He's an outrageous human being. Biz, you've spent some time with him.
Oh yeah, he's off the walls.
Off the walls, heart of gold, very generous with his energy and time, and also straight, not afraid of conflict, straight to violence. So it's an interesting combination.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for his guidance through this whole thing.
At Kelowna, practice next day, were you PP1, PK1, first guy on the board written down?
He's coaching.
I don't know. Credit to the coaches and the GM there. They didn't punish me for that. I think it worked, oddly enough. And that was an interesting moment for me at 16, though. So I definitely had my tail between my legs going to the rink the next day.
You mentioned you had the cry with your mom, and especially with your dad playing, like she must have been the one schlepping you to rinks left and right. Like a lot of dads get a lot of credit for us making it, but you look, and a lot of the times it's the moms driving you, and reading a book in the car or whatever, and just being supportive and helpful. I would imagine for you, because your dad was out playing most of your childhood.
Yeah, my mom's an angel. All of the stuff you just mentioned, and such a sweet, amazing person and mother. I got a lot from my dad with some of the storytelling and the teammate stuff, the camaraderie stuff. But I like to think I'm a fairly sweet person, and I know that comes more so from my mom, and forever grateful for everything she's done. So, yeah.
Dude, I was quickly looking over like your stats. 3 seasons over 50 points, 4 others over 40 points, 4 others over 30 points. Like from the time you came into the league, like a truly elite puck moving defenseman. So I guess looking back on it, like, was your goal always being undersized to be a power play point producing guy? Like, what did you look at your NHL career being like? I'm guessing had to be exactly what you kind of saw.
Yeah, I think that the only way I was ever going to have a chance is to kind of be the guy that could produce. I thought I was very well-rounded in junior, and I could, do it all. Quickly found out that maybe wasn't the case, and I was maybe more of a one-dimensional guy. At least I was labeled as that. I don't think I was as bad defensively as some people would tell me I was. But I think I was fairly dynamic in junior, and then I just tried to carry that into pro, and had some success in the minors, and then struggled out of the gate in Colorado, and then really just found it. My D coach yelled at me. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to play in the NHL. My D coach, Prater, he goes, it was Savannah Lefebvre. He goes, are you ever going to fucking do something? And I was like, I'm like, I don't know. I went out the next shift, snapped the pass to Stas. Like, he went down, scored, tied it up, OT, came around the net, found me in the slot, OT winner. And then from there, it was kind of like I had like, I don't know, 38 points in like 35 games or something. And like, I was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
You was
My
heading
dad's
around
going to
there
call
for a
you.
while. Yeah. I just needed the call out. I was like, oh, this could be bad.
Fuck, man. That was, I mean, that had to be fun in Colorado, dude. Like, your first full year as McKinnon's rookie. I know you guys are very tight. Like, to see what they've, ended up, what he's become. And for a place to start in the league, I would love to be a rookie in Colorado. Great city, great fans. Like, that must be probably your fondest memories, I'm guessing.
Yeah, certainly lots of them to go into Colorado. Great organization. And I was just, I was 17 when I got to camp there. And, Paul Stasny was there, David Jones, Ryan O'Byrne, Shane O'Brien, couple wagons. They took me under their wing and, they showed me a good time, maybe too much of a good time early on. And when Nate got there, we still had a good time, and then we had to dial it in a little bit, and we started to turn a corner and become a good hockey team. And that was a lot of fun. And, Colorado was like a second home to me. So still really enjoy getting back there. And like you said, some of my fondest memories and getting to see them win a cup without me. That's fine. I feel like I was a big piece of that. I got him Nas in the trade, who was a big piece of that cup. It's awesome to see kind of Nate and the way he's grown and developed. And, he's turned into a hell of a guy and a hell of a player. And really proud of him.
You kind of joked around, but for like as soon as he got in there, things had to get turned around. Like he was that intense, that young, where you guys are like, okay, we got to pick our socks up here a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that. He was definitely intense. He's never been afraid. You can see the way he plays. He's intense with the other team. He's intense with his own teammates. He'll yell at his own coach. He's driving to win. So it wasn't an immediate. Nobody just bowed down to him. There was some friction, but now he's turned himself into on any given night the best player in the world, and guys follow him. So it's a hell of a piece to have on your team.
Who were some of the older guys when, your first couple of years? Because to make it in the NHL, you have to have guys that help you out when you're young, show you the ropes. Who were some of those guys that you would give that credit to?
Yeah, Paul Stasny was awesome. Ryan O'Byrne.
He's unreal.
Yeah, Stas is great. So he was, I stayed at his place early in my career. He was awesome. Ryan O'Byrne was another island guy. He got traded there from Montreal when I got there, and he planted me next to him on the plane. And I was always invited for dinners and beers and the whole thing. So I kind of was able to see how guys operated and learn a lot early. And then we had guys like Shane O'Brien. Obes was just hilarious. He was my keeper there a little bit. But he had the room just giggling the whole time. Those are kind of some of the guys that, I cut my teeth with early on.
I mean, this could be a question for all three of you. Like, where do you gain that confidence in that offensive switch? And even if, you throw a pizza here, throw a pizza there, just kind of doesn't matter. You're going to keep trying to make those types of plays. Like, was that something that was instilled in you in Kelowna? Was that your father just being like, hey, fucking erase it from your memory, keep going? Like, where do you gain that switch in your brain to possess that offensive skill?
You know what? Maybe just, I think a lot of success in minor hockey and then junior kind of builds you up to, and the hard work, right? Like, I was putting in the work when I was young, and I knew I was good, and I knew I could make the plays I was trying to make. Sometimes I threw massive pizzas, but, credit to the coaches, they'd throw me right back out there. They'd tap me like, hey, good try. Or sometimes it got away from me a little bit, and they'd be like, hey, that's enough. I remember World Junior Camp, I went in, I won rookie or the defenseman of the year. So I was kind of supposed to make the team. I went in and laid one of the biggest eggs you've ever seen at camp. I was throwing backhand pizzas all over the place. It was out of control. Thank God I had such a good year going. They kind of just threw me on as the seventh D man and then ended up having a really good tourney. But I guess kind of one of the, I don't know, I went up backhand, up the gut pizza. 2 shifts later, I'm in the same spot. I'm like, fuck it. I'm back.
Let's run it back. You're a sick puppy.
Yeah.
You are one sick puppy.
Yeah. I think just believing, trusting that your training and your skills are where they need to be to take those risks.
I even saw a couple of Instagram posts of some of the bad ones you gave. One was to Draisaitl. You tagged him, and I think he had to readjust and ended up buckling and falling back. So
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awesome to see all these posts to all these guys who meant so much to you. And it's not ideal getting traded. And I'm sure you were devastated when you got traded from Colorado, but you look even beyond the relationships you had with the Ryan O'Reillys, the Nate McKinnons, where you got to play with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and so many other talented players. Mike Smith was another guy that you became very, very close with. So as much as it sucked, you must be super grateful that hockey brought you all these amazing places and created so many amazing friendships.
Oh man, that's a great point. Like when I look back, I would have loved to have stayed in Colorado and, been the guy that was there. Obviously not in the cards with Kale coming in and just kind of punting me. But yeah, like super grateful. I got to go play in Toronto with Big Tony and Marnes and Mo and Justin Hall. And, these are friends for life for me. And then I get, things go terribly there and I get to move on and I go join the Oilers and, again, lifelong friends with, I get to rejoin Calvin Pickard and meet Leon and Cody Ceci and Davo and Nuge. Yeah, so many guys. If I never got moved, you don't meet all these guys. And I go to Nashville and get to play with Factor again and Chenner and Ryan McDonough. And yeah, these are just, it's cool to be able to look back, and I wouldn't have had those opportunities had I stayed in one spot. So I'm a social guy. I love making friends and very, very grateful that I got shipped around a lot because got to meet a lot of really cool people.
And you wouldn't be able to attend all these amazing weddings in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go to Leon's?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like EMZ.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked, when that picture came out with him with the cigarette, I was like, I got my background for my phone this season. Like, this is perfect. I would have loved to have been at that wedding.
No, that was honestly such a great wedding. The lead up to it, the welcome party, we golfed a day, and then the actual wedding was a heater. Like, it was so sick. Just, welcome them in after the ceremony. They come dancing in, and then like they had this crazy quartet, I guess, but then also like all these talented singers. They brought everybody onto the dance floor. Like before dinner, everything, it was a full shaker on the dance floor, like intermittently throughout the night. It was so well done and so much fun and so many great people there. A lot of just absolute donkeys were fucking putting on some shows. So it was so good.
Was it open bar?
That's a cash bar. They're announcing it in German and English.
Well, he fucking gave you Oilers a deal. It should be a fucking cash bar.
I sure did.
Yeah. Cats paid for it.
Yeah. Who gave the best man speech?
That was one of his like childhood buddies from Germany.
Okay.
Seems like a great cat. Yeah, don't know, but he seems
Didn't
like
understand a word he said.
It was in German.
It's like he loves pints, so good for me.
All of them
fits
do
in.
in Germany.
Oh,
Speaking of
yeah.
pints, dude. So if you see the jersey behind Biz and the
Yeah.
beer that Bear's having, the beer, Chili Ones is all over the place now. So I need to hear about the start of it, like what your plans are moving forward. We had him at the Gretzky basement, one of the outdoor games, phenomenal. So I'm wondering, like, where did this all begin?
I know
Yeah.
where it began. It
I'm
was
trying
the only
to
thing
order
that would-
some. It's sold out.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
yeah. Don't worry, we're getting a refresh going on the website there, but
It was the only thing that would calm down Nate after a game where he wasn't happy.
exactly.
Right? That's how the
Yeah.
whole thing began.
We had to bring him down a little bit, so we just fire him a chili one, calm the nerves a little bit. Yeah, I just put it in my notes like probably 3 years ago. In Colorado, we called beers chili ones. Cody McLeod would scream chili ones at guys. Got to Edmonton, it got like a life of its own. We were just like yelling like Cass and Smitty and Enzo. We were just screaming like chili ones post game, all this dumb shit. So I wrote it in my notes like I'd love to do a beer one day called Chili Ones. And then about a year later, a guy in the beverage industry reached out and was like, "Hey, would you or any of your buddies want to do a beverage?" And I was like, "Yeah." Oddly enough, I told him about it. I called Enzo, Smitty, Factor, Shenner, and I was like, "Am I nuts or should I do a beer called Chili Ones?" And they were like, immediately, "Fuck yeah! What do you need?" So that's kind of how it started. We've got I think like 18 active and former players in on it, and some really cool people from the music world, and just good friends of mine. It's just started as something really fun, but has turned into something that I love and is kind of a viable business. So we're running with it.
How fun is Tyler? Tyler Ennis, speaking of weddings and Tyler Ennis, that guy should be at every single wedding.
Where did you play with him?
I never did. I just happened to be at a wedding with him. I don't even know where the fuck it was. Oh, it was Mark Pisic's wedding. It was Mark Pisic's wedding, dude. He was the funniest guy I've ever met. Like, what a guy. So he's in on it with you too. Anyone else like that we would know?
Yeah. There's a couple big dogs who are silent investors who we can't.
Oh, yeah. And McKinnon, they're fucking so soft. What do you mean? Fine, bleep out the name and post, G. One's going to be traded to Colorado. One plays in Colorado. Here's a little clue for you people at home.
No. Yeah, but yeah, we've got a bunch of really great people. Nate being one of them. Ryan O'Reilly, Mike Smith, Ryan McDonough, Phil Forsberg, Tyler Myers, Jared Spurgeon. I mean, there's I think there's 18, so I'd be.
You could make a hell of an alumni team when everyone's done playing with that squad.
Yeah. We'll talk, Jens. But yeah, just honestly, and for me, it's nice. Like I'm kind of obviously wrapping up my career here, and to have something to focus on that involves a bunch of my best friends, and we get to do kind of stupid shit and have fun with it it's kind of been a blessing for me. So yeah, I love it. Beer meetings are the best. You start with a beer or you end with a beer, and everyone's generally happy. So it's like it's a completely different program, but I feel like I was kind of built for it.
Awesome. Besides the beer company, like what do you think's next year? I know it's all fresh and new, but for me, it's like you got to be a part of the game in some aspect.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look into a couple different avenues, and Biz has been helping me a little bit, walking me through some of his vast media knowledge.
He's starting a podcast with Nate and Sid.
Yeah,
we're fucked. We're fucked, boys.
The Avalanche boys.
No.
It's just Nate on the bench.
Can I work delivering chili once?
Buddy, we'll hire you any day. Yeah, I'm gonna dip my toe in maybe to media and see how it goes, and see if I'm well received and I like it. I don't know exactly where that'll be, but I'm not really one to sit still, so I'll be doing something.
Soon enough, you're gonna be crazy hockey dad. I mean, if Leo's, what do you say he is, 4?
4, yeah.
So yeah, you got like 2 years, might start, and then boom, you'll be calling GMs
I gotta put the pedal down here in the next 2 years and get this whole beer company wrapped up. And
Leo needs a little discipline in his life, though. He had a tough incident, you said, a couple days ago.
Yeah, we don't need to arrow. We don't need to arrow.
Okay, we won't talk about Leo.
Biz will air out anyone. He'll air out anyone.
Shut up.
Hey, Biz,
let's
don't
just put
tell
it this
anyone.
way. He's a shit disturber.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
He's a shit disturber. We'll just put it that way.
He's like his grandfather. Chooses violence.
He does. Man. Violence.
Where will you spend the winters?
As of right now, we're on the island. Okay. Me and my wife loved Denver. We've chatted about maybe heading back that way, but see where, like you guys mentioned, post career takes me, and we're no stranger to flipping cities. So we'll always have a spot here on the island, but I don't know, open to anything.
Hey, how unreal is the island in Victoria? I tell these guys all the time, I'm trying to drag them out here. Be nice to bring them over to VGC, one of the biggest hidden gems in Canada, no?
Yeah. I mean, for me, Victoria it's home. It's especially, it's the only place I've ever felt like home. So I'm biased, but you catch a July summer day here. It's, I don't know, hard to beat. We run a pretty good program out here. We'll get you out on the boat, hit the links, whatever you need.
Is in winter time, is it like dead? Like how many restaurants are in Victoria?
Yeah, well, they don't. It's not like seasonal. They don't close. There's a lot of restaurants.
All right. So that's what I.
Yeah. No, everyone stays open year round. It's like the most mild climate in Canada. It's kind of the best we have to offer. Gets a little gray, a little rainy, but not as much as Van or Seattle. So kind of a sweet spot.
Yeah, it's awesome here.
Like, will you be skiing and stuff? Like, obviously we're not allowed 100%. To during the season.
Yeah,
wow.
I can't wait. I went snowboarding at the end of this year with a good buddy of mine, Mark McMorris. He took me out with all his professional snowboarder buddies, and I had a fucking blast. I love it up there. I'm gonna get up there as much as I can.
Do you guys go into like the chopper into the backcountry skiing? Are you that good?
No, I mean, I can snowboard. It's been a long time, so I was just kind of getting my feet under me. But yeah, I would love to do that. If my skill set allows it.
I don't know if you were like I was like this where I regret it, but when I was playing in the NHL, it's kind of like, oh, not what's next, but like, oh, we're playing them next week, this road trip. And I wasn't great at kind of like appreciating every day. And it hit me right after retirement. Like, dude, that just felt like 7 minutes. Like, I wish I did. Have you felt that at all since officially announcing retirement? Like, oh, it just went so quick. Like or did you at the time appreciate what was going on in your life?
I would say the last year I had in Calgary, when I was getting ruthlessly health bombed, I was able to kind of see the writing on the wall that it was coming to an end fairly quickly. So I was trying to enjoy it as much as I could. All the dinners on the road, I was hunting down all my favorite spots and going for beers and, just doing everything I could, visiting all my friends on the road. And so I tried to soak it in, but yeah, it went quick still. Like I think about, 10 years ago, a random, it's just like 14 years is quick. I remember trying to make the NHL still. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I think time slows for no one. So it's crazy.
We touched on Leon's wedding. Nate's was this year. Were you the best man at that one?
I was the officiant. So I was, I had the pleasure of marrying them, which was a new tool in my tool belt. But
were you nervous?
It was fun. Like moderately nervous.
Yeah.
I'd done a couple MCs and some best mans, and those felt like bigger tasks. So this felt like kind of straightforward. I made a couple jokes and then, kind of Lance romanced it and got into the love and all that. And it was fun actually.
As far as your relationships with these guys, will you travel to go watch them play still? You think you'll still go watch a lot of hockey, go hang out with the boys?
Yeah, 100%. And like I have a son who's going to get into it. So, I mean, I imagine if the guys are in Vancouver, Seattle, that'll be fun to take him over and, bring him down after the game and that sort of thing. And there's a couple guys we're already, sending schedules, circling dates when I can come and, night before a game beer, that sort of thing. So it's I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, a couple chilies.
Me and Jans played with one of your good buddies, Mike Smith. And how close you became with him. Fuck, he is a character. It makes your job a lot easier when you got a guy like that and the way he can play the puck too, right?
Buddy, it was insane.
You never get hit.
Nope. You just go back, peel to the corners, and then he usually just puts it up the gut. Like it's playing with Smitty was just all time. I love that man. Complete wagon in the best way. Another guy, the biggest heart, super sentimental and sweet and kind, but also straight to violence.
Oh yeah.
If you're looking for one, there's nobody more willing than the Schmidt dog. It's quite the combo.
I think he's arguably the most athletic goalie to ever play the sport, to ever play. Like what he can hit a baseball out of throw a football. He is an insane athlete.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like built like a Greek god, just an absolute animal.
And his wife's an Olympic skier, so his kids are going to be the biggest freaks ever.
Oh, yeah, he's jacked.
They're well on their way.
Dude, he is shredded wit.
Yeah, because him and Bugsy were good buddies, and they both ripped. Is he all tatted up, too?
No.
Yeah, he's got some tats, doesn't he?
No.
He's got one of the worst tattoos you'll ever see, but not a ton of tats, no.
Worse than
Just
business?
one big, brutal one.
He has a Halloween.
Buzzman.
He has a Halloween-themed pumpkin on his
Forearm?
Is that what business has? Business smart though, because he's got them all blended in. It's hard to really pick one out.
Yeah,
they're so dark. They're so dark and
like
shitty. You can't really make them out.
Dang, it's not ideal, but that's okay. I've seen worse.
Did you not mind though towards the end that maybe you didn't have as much responsibility, therefore you were able to be, I don't want to say the jester, but more the guy organizing, guys having fun and going out? I mean, I think you were the one to organize McDavid's bachelor party, weren't you?
No, not his bachelor party. But I would certainly organize. I organized a few year-end trips, and
that's what it was. Yeah, year-end trip.
I organized Nate's bachelor party. Yeah, I mean, but I've always done that, even when I was younger, and maybe to my own detriment. I don't know, but I've always enjoyed that part of it, and keeping it light and having fun. I think I probably learned that from Obes early on, but. Yeah, I was able to, once I started getting health bombed in Nashville, I was playing with Factor again, and we had some fun. And I wasn't a great position to be in, but surrounded by great people, so made the 30 games straight a little better.
I was just gonna ask, how many in a row were you scratched?
Well, I mean, this year was it was relentless. I don't know. I think it went like 3 months without playing one. It was wild.
God.
Yeah. And I'd get a game, and then I honestly, like, maybe I'm fucking delusional, but I thought I played pretty good, and then like just right back in the rafties. But it's all good. Like I said, I'm not bitter. I'm not sad. I'm happy, and look back on like, kind of the last 14 years just with like super grateful.
Did you ever find yourself in some predicaments by like maybe like going out the night before where you were late to the rink? Like any fun stories you're able to share that it's now all over? Where
I think I have one all-time story, and I'm still not sure I'm comfortable sharing it. But like,
come on, Ty, you're fucking retired, man.
I'll tell it. You let me reflect on it, and then we'll air it or we won't.
We'll let you know if it's too much.
Okay, yeah.
So in Nashville, I hadn't played the last month and a half of the season, like not a game. I'm full health bomb, full time. Like me and Brunello, Andrew Brunette, we call him Brunello. We went for a pint. He's like, sorry, I hate to be like, kind of doing this, but like it is what it is. I'm like, yeah, like sure, no worries, whatever. So we play Vancouver in the playoffs. We roll in. I go for dinner with some friends, whatever. Go back to Nashville for games 3 and 4. Go back to Vancouver for game 5. Still not even like, don't play nothing. We come in for game 5 or game 6. I can't remember. Must have been game 5 because it was an elimination game in Van. Same old, like I go for dinner with the boys at Elisa, and then I go meet some friends for a few beers after. Nothing crazy. Wake up, go to the rink, bag skate, go for lunch. Like I'm not taking warmies. Like that's how out of the lineup I am. I'm not even like a thought for warmies.
You're a fan now.
I've got my Preds jersey on, and let's get her going, fellas. Like, so I go for lunch. I have a Chardonnay, a nice beef tartare down at Provence in Yaletown. I have a pint. I've got a few friends. I go back to the pack room. I have a sauna. I have a lie down. I get on the late bus, the 6 o'clock, whatever, scratch bus. I get to the rink. Brandon Walker, our team service guy's like, Tice, come with me. I'm like, no. No, you're fucking
tell
me. We walk in. All the boys are half dressed. Like the warm-ups is in like 4 minutes. Luke Shen has got like ridiculous food poisoning. I look at him. I'm like, Shenner? He's like, I'm like, oh my God. I gear up, like no warm-up, no nothing. I just put my gear on. I've had a Chardonnay and a pint and a tartare pre-game and a sauna. It's elimination game. Vancouver Canucks.
Oh my God.
I go out I walk in, Factor's there. He goes to me, he goes, you might be the only guy that could fucking pull this one off. I'm like, well, so we go out for warmies. I'm zipping around, no Bucky, like just trying to feel it, get something going. Sure enough, they're like, yeah, you're going. I'm like, oh my God. Come out, sit on the bench, like 20,000 white towels going, everything. And I'm like, I looked, Yost is sitting next to me. I'm like, Yost, am I tweaking or am I like on the bench right now? He's like, oh, we're here. I'm like, okay. Honestly, felt all right. I had an apple. We've got a big win.
Fuck, come
You guys,
on.
you had this.
I had my guy.
Wait, how many
they
minutes
won.
did you play?
I think I played probably like 18. Like,
Fuck,
yeah,
that's
they had
incredible.
me out there. Like, they gave me a normal shift. I was running the power play. Like,
Buddy,
With
that's
a
all
tartare in the
time
gullet.
that you were zero chance in your mind playing in
6
this
o'clock
game.
bus.
yeah, I grabbed the 6 o'clocker. We got to the rink at like 6:25. Warmies is what, 6:30?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
that
PR
happened.
guy isn't even on that bus. He's already
Probably
there.
probably better it happened so late, you finding out, so your anxiety
I
wasn't able to build.
I had like a second of anxiety. I texted my wife. I was like, hey, I'm playing. And then
Yeah,
that's
he was
all I had time
buzzed.
for. Like the guy I was at lunch with, a good friend of mine, Dave Hamilton, all time, he was going to the game with some buddies. I didn't even tell him. So he had beers with me at lunch. Next thing you know, he's looking on the ice and I'm fucking out there. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. It was wild.
He's like,
If,
is this
if,
an
if he was
injury?
with a buddy you had just met for lunch that was going to the game with him, that guy would have been like, what the
This is the
What's this
NHL.
league about?
what
Yeah,
is
I
this
don't.
league?
I don't feel great about that one because I love the game and I really respect
Yeah, but
it.
that's different.
If I was taking warmies, fuck, I
Right.
hadn't played in a month and a half when I was,
You
I don't know,
actually
it
would
was
have been
wild.
panicking all day, I bet. Like, not panicking, but like, fuck, I'm in tonight. I haven't
And you got
played.
bag skated. Like,
Oh, yeah,
that,
if I
that
was
means you're
electric-
not playing.
I will say though, I was electric that morning. Like I scored some ridiculous goals against the coaches. Like I even yelled at a coach. I'm like, "Fuck, put me in." And sure enough, I got what
It
I
worked.
wanted. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you remember your old man with the Kelowna days? He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking call Trots up myself.
Yeah,
Just fucking
exactly.
Did
Yeah.
you play the next game?
Oh no. But absolutely not.
And then you guys lost.
Yeah, but the coach did tell me. Brunello said, "Fuck, we were thinking about it." It's like,
Oh, that was nice.
I hadn't been a thought in a while, so I planted a little.
Tip
Plant
told me
roots
that for
there.
5 fucking years. And
Yeah.
now we're thinking about it. Stay ready. Fuck yeah.
They were
Get in
thinking
the
about
room and play the
playing you guys.
music.
Hey, I'll tell you, there's definitely fans of the Preds, like
Mhm.
fans of any team, where if you win an elimination game and a guy is an assist, when they saw the lineup, they're probably like, why are you
100%.
Doesn't really matter if it's 6D. Why are we switching a winning lineup here? Our guy, get him some Sauvignon Blanc, get him some tuna tartare, and throw him back out there.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't agree more. It doesn't matter that my assist was a drop pass to Yost, who took it end to end. It was still
It's a
a
win
fucking
assist.
apple.
Doesn't
It's a
matter.
win
Remember.
assist.
Oh, buddy, I set him up. I was drawing guys in, and I sucked the back. It was
Yup.
textbook.
So Leo, I split the D, sucked the guy over, went right between his legs to the middle, and then we pot on. That's
Yeah,
how
I
we
was half biffed.
Yeah,
and I bought some shoes at lunchtime.
yeah,
Went on a
Yeah.
shopping spree.
I had my
And-
dog in. I had my dog in town. I walked the seawall. It was
yeah.
really nice afternoon. We caught Vancouver on a beautiful day.
Yeah.
I will say I do lead the league. There has to be. I don't know who can pull this up, but there's got to be. I 100% lead the league in drop pass apples. There's no question.
on the power play breakout?
Yeah,
McKinnon.
So you had
Well, much-
McDavid,
yeah. I got Davo, Mac, and then
Matthews,
Matthews and Marnes. Nate
and McKinnon.
and,
Holy fuck.
Nate and Davo gave me a lot of drop pass apples.
That's 100% a true
We need a
stat.
fan base to go out. That somebody will go through all of the assists you
Dale.
had, and imagine the super clip of like 47 drop pass apples.
Because the drop pass on the power play is like within the last 20 years, they weren't doing it. Everyone was just doing the, guy up the middle, 2 guys on each side
Yep.
with a stretch guy. So it's like the
Brutal
last 20
break-in.
years is when it started popping off. I
Not
100%
even-
you have
they didn't
that.
do it when
I-
I was first came into the league.
I think Wayne was one of the. Didn't
Wayne
you say
was-
Wayne?
He
Yeah, you were
started
with
with
Wing.
us, and I couldn't even do the drop pass because it was like, it was like the alley oop and semi pro.
Yeah,
like, what
2
is-
fouls.
He was like, just leave the puck. They will get it.
Tice, we'll take about 15 more of those stories in the rest of the pod. Yeah, you've had to have gotten in some even more crazy antics.
For sure. I don't want to make my whole career about being hung tits for games, but there was a
it
couple.
worked for me and Biz.
Yeah.
True.
No, there's been a couple good runs. That year we were the worst team in since the Atlanta Thrashers came in the league when we were in Colorado. We had a good crew there. We we were out of playoffs in November. We were just awful. I just remember near the end of the year, we were having fun, going out, whatever. And Jared Bednar, who was a beauty, he called us into his office. It was me, Nate, and Calvin Pickard. And we think we're in trouble. And he sits us down. And he goes, "Guys, listen, I get it. Win, lose, tie, you hit the rye." He's like, "I'm just saying, I'm not telling you not to." He's like, "I'm just saying, pick your spots." And we're like, "Okay." And we walked over did he just give us a green light? What the
That was a flashing green.
I was like, I thought we were going to get in trouble. Oh, man, that was good. And we took that to heart for the last 10 games of the year. was crazy.
Favorite city on the road to have a nice dinner night out with the boys.
Oh, that's so tough.
I know.
I always love coming into Vancouver.
Same.
That's biased, but it is. I mean, you can get a nice dinner and
That
cocktails.
was top 5 for me. Top 5.
Were you at the Weston Bayshore there?
No,
They had an owner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We
Hey,
were at the Pacific Rim early on.
oh, that's nice. That's
yeah,
top
the
titty.
pack room is usually where we'd land, or the Four Seas there for the first couple years.
We stayed at so many Westons. I bought a Weston bed for my house. We were the Weston Coyotes. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
I actually liked the Weston Bayshore because the
course you
meal
do.
room
Remember
was
the hotel
unreal.
in Florida you put us in?
What
You're
do
a
you
bad
mean?
hotel guy. You're a bad hotel guy.
Yeah.
We went on a road trip recently, and that was like a fucking convoy
He'll
or something.
stay, dude. You'll see him Motel 8. No offense, Motel 8. He'll be like, dude, that place looks actually good.
This is nice, huh?
Just
I'm
pretty
very
good.
low
Just-
maintenance.
I kind of love that about you, Bidge. You should see the back of his truck right now. He's driving around a fucking Transformer around Victoria. It's the biggest truck I've ever seen. He's got a clothes bar in the back. He won't even let anyone sit in the back. He put our friend in the bed of the truck not to fucking wrinkle his clothes.
Yeah.
You guys are brutal.
He's had that clothes bar for fucking 25 years.
I got a new one.
A custom
I got a
Raptor
new
one.
I got a new custom one for my pickup truck. Yeah,
You
I got
used
all
to
my
he used to
fresh
have
teeth.
just a hockey stick. It was a hockey stick
No,
across.
it wasn't. Jans came in one time. He was doing chin ups off of it. You fucking asshole, trying to take down my backseat clothes hanger.
If
Oh
you
my
saw
God.
his car this winter, he got the truck. Like his car this winter, I said, buddy, I don't know if this podcast can continue. Dude, it was melted. The front, the top above the steering wheel was like melted, like it had been in the Scottsdale sun. It was change everywhere.
I think
Like,
I told Tyson, I said I drove it to go get it fixed up at Jeep Chrysler, and they're like, it's gonna be like whatever, $1,500, $2,000 to take before I took it back on the road. And I'm like, man, this thing's at its wit's end anyway. So I drove it over to Ford to see what they had, and it died in the parking lot.
I didn't know that.
I couldn't restart it. They had to re-jump the battery to bring it to the back to like assess what it was worth.
He's still pissed. He's like, I get $10,000 for this. They're like, buddy, you should pay us to take it.
There's $200 in coins in there.
I'm pushing it up Frank Lloyd Wright Road to pull it in.
So how much money did you get for it?
I think they gave me $10,000. Like fuck,
No
but whatever.
way.
Hey, fuck. What?
I thought that thing would legit
I had the
be
guy
worth,
at
like,
gunpoint. I want fucking 10.
I'll give you chili ones.
I'll give you a chili ones jersey. I'll give you you ain't getting the alcohol ones. I'll get you the non-alc. But yeah, no, enough about fucking ripping my rides.
Who would be your sandbagger partners? Because this is an exact person we need. You get
it's me
two
and
now
Enzo.
because it's us three.
Me, Enzo, and Smitty would be a fantastic. That would be a lot of fun.
I don't think we'd make it 18 holes. We'd just be laughing and drinking our faces off.
I'll promise you this. If you guys can line it up, because we have to do two of them. We'll do one with chili ones, and I'll drink for the first time when we do it.
And you'll be nasty at golf too. For sure.
I just hit literally today the 1 year it's been since I've had an alcoholic beverage. 1 year.
Yeah, buddy, keep going.
But keep in mind, if you bring the chili ones, I'm probably going to call in a bag. And I'm gonna
Hey,
wolf
what
that
about
motherfucker.
Dallas or LA in the fall, dude? This could be. Enzo will be down. Hey, Enzo came to the Cup Finals. Remember we interviewed him the first loss against the Panthers? Oh, he was around all weekend. Because who's the kid he was with? The snowboarder?
Mark Morris.
Yeah. We had a blast. That kid is. I'd love to get him in a sandbagger.
Yeah, we could do a little Chili Ones team. Like, we'll just host an event, and you guys bring your Chiclets crew, and we'll come up with something.
Maybe Cabot Links and just get a bunch of the goons in there, or you were just kind of saying it. You could play one with Draisaitl, McDavid. You could play one with Marner, fucking Matthews. You could do one O'Reilly and McKinnon. So you could have tons of options. We could be doing this till we're blue in the face.
We could certainly do something like that.
That would be a good time. That would
be amazing.
Going to Toronto. I know obviously McKinnon, Edmonton's obviously a different beast too with McDavid and Draisaitl, but that must have been a crazy experience seeing what like Marner and Matthews have to go through in the big smoke in the hockey mecca.
Yeah, that was like, my first trade, so that's always hard, your first one, and then landing in a spot like Toronto, they had the pressure on them, and they had Babs there, so it was not the greatest experience of my life for the first 20 games, but Yeah, it got better, and then COVID hit. It was kind of just a funky season. Like got cut after 70 games, then we went into the bubble, and it was a little bit blidge. But I mean, I love those guys. Whole other added element to go play in Toronto. I love Martin so much. It was, I think he's going to just do so great in Vegas, and it's going to be crazy for him to play game 32 and come into the locker room and nobody's going to be waiting to talk to him. I think that'll be something pretty special for him to be able to just kind of chill. I think he's going to have a hell of a year. I think Vegas is going to be tough to beat. Yeah,
you said that you'll think they'll win it last night.
I think they could for sure. I think Marnes is unbelievable. That guy is he's such a player. He first PK, first power play. He's just a buzzsaw. Yeah, I think he's going to do really well there. I mean, I don't know much about much, but I'm rooting for him.
So, like, you're obviously a little biased, but when you hear like Biz or myself like calling him out in the playoffs, there's probably a little bit of like these guys don't get how good he is.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't listen to you guys often, but
no, I know. But like you hear the noise where he was getting.
I know he gets a lot of shit. And hey, listen, like that's why you make money, and that's why you're signed to perform in the playoffs. And it wasn't like he wasn't trying. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know why the production or whatever wasn't there. I will say they did lose to a lot of good teams that went on to do some pretty good things. But I think Martins is poised to. He's probably going to have a fucking unbelievable playoff this year. That's all I can say about that.
Well, he's getting a cup before Biz and the Leafs. That's a fact.
That's a side bet that we could get into.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, he's still rooting for his boy AM34 too, right? Like, so you're
I'm talking like odds here. It's like you're looking Marner Cup or Leafs Cup first. I think where he's at, it's like minus.
Yeah, Vegas. I mean, Vegas is a contender, and not saying the Leafs aren't, but they're a contender. And then you add Mitch Marner. It's a good day to be a Knights fan, as it has been since they came in the league.
I gotta ask Roback, last question. Use code Chiclets at roback.com for generous 20% off your purchase through the end of the week. Hoodies, joggers, polos. That's CHICLETS on RHOBACK.com. I know you're a humble guy, but in your mind right now, best goal you ever scored in the NHL?
Oh, biggest or best?
Both.
Yeah, I'll take both.
I'd rather biggest actually, but both.
I scored one with the Oilers in Game 6. We were down 3-2 in the series. Scored it late to put us up 3-2 with like maybe 2 minutes left or something to go to Game 7. That one felt good. And then nicest, I scored a few nice ones. I had early in my career. I had a couple nice ones early. Against the Canucks, I had like a 2-on-1 toe drag. There was one kind of like almost like falling backhand shelf. I don't know. You guys have to check the archives, but there was some nice
that's
ones.
What I want to do. I wanted to go look them up now.
Yeah, there's a couple highlight reels on there. They kind of sputter out after like 2019, but early there was a few nice ones.
Well, Leo will get to see these on YouTube. I swear to God, there's no HD of any of my goals. Like all of them are in like standard definition blurry. So
isn't it crazy? Like you don't even like you're not that old, but like
I know, but I can't.
We were
on
the
know.
OLN network.
Yeah.
I was in the coast. That's fucking. You should see the grainy footage of that shit.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah. Oh, I'm all good.
No, I have a life.
Every time we get you on, we'll just fucking abuse me for fucking 60 minutes, you asshole. The last thing I was going to ask you is, you're a huge music guy. You love going to concerts and stuff like that. Did you kind of take the reins on that in the locker room, especially in the back half? Like when you were playing in Nashville, did they not have you in the locker room for even just
no, we had like, I was TB Tunes. I would just plug in and morning set the vibe. We honestly, the guys in Nashville love Tenfei, like obsessed.
Don't tell these guys. Don't they rip on me all the time about this?
I
Tenfei.
rip on your like. I don't necessarily rip on the band. I rip on your like investment in the band. It cracks me up.
Hey, you're looking at another.
Sorry, we're investing in the arts. I mean, what do you listen to, Whit?
Well, I'll tell you right now,
Barry
the guy had
Manilow.
money to invest into Tenfei and had a fucking 20-year-old Jeep Cherokee with melted fucking bubble gum and weed everywhere.
You're saying priorities.
Yes.
Priorities.
Yeah.
That is a priority. Supporting guys who I think are all in on their music career. Tice, these guys go hard in the paint, man.
Buddy, they're
That's it.
incredible.
I respect their work ethic you've told me about.
I even told them, I said, if I never see a dime back from that, I don't care. They got
Yeah.
fucking great tunes.
That's definitely the right way to go into it, Biz. But I
Sing one of their songs right now, Biz.
the guys loved Tenfei, and then we'd have just fantastic tunes before we went out, and that was did turn into a big part of my last half of my year in Nashville. I would just put a playlist together, and the boys had to take it from there because I was showing up for puck drop. But yeah, it was
Press play.
definitely I was always setting the vibe.
Elodie, it's been a while. It's
People
giving
forget
up
like
on
the
love
morning mix is
is
just
not
as
my
important
style.
as the game mix.
Well, it kind of sets the tone for the whole day.
Yeah.
You don't want to come in and just listen to dog shit tunes.
No.
No, not while you're having your job and taping your stick. Like that's kind of like that sets you up for a night's afternoon. Get your pregame. Like yeah, it's
Beef tartare, a
my favorite
Chardonnay,
part.
fucking.
would you change it up from city to city? Where if let's say you were playing in Seattle, for sure Pearl Jam on the
Pearl
pregame
Jam was
mix.
coming on prior to
Macklemore.
going out. Yeah, no, I mean you have to have. I mean the mark of any good kind of DJ is you can't just repeat the same shit over and over. Yeah,
Oh,
and also
I
like
did.
Jock jams.
like I said, the mark of any good DJ.
Oh, you are such a fucking ball buster.
No,
amazing.
this has been great. I don't know. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but
Is there anything else you want to say? This is your retirement
just-
interview.
yeah, I just saw Wit ruthlessly plug Roback. I would love to ruthlessly plug Chili Ones. Fantastic. A big portion, we're B Corp. A big portion of what we do is for charity and getting local kids into sport. We've got a really great group of people behind it. And yeah, it's a really nice light drink. So thanks for letting me plug that. Thanks for having me. And always a pleasure, guys.
Give us one more.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Or what like when will these be in Massachusetts? Like, do you know any of that? Like, where can you get them besides the website? Are there certain states?
Yeah, so we're going deep in Canada here the next few months. We have a really cool program we're rolling out with a very talented athlete through the Olympics. That will be this year, and then early next spring and summer, we're planning to move into Denver, start there, and then we've got beer in the tanks in the U.S., so we can certainly land some on your doorstep, but as far as being able to walk out your door and go to the local grocery store and grab some, you're probably about 2 years away from that. If
Which country?
everything goes well.
Which country will he be representing at the Olympics?
Tough to say, but I am Canadian and I will be rooting for the Canadians. So,
You're a great
And
deflector.
you can-
What about
you can
that
buy
first
them-
best man speech by the German?
well, hey, I if the Germans are in the hunt, I'll honestly throw a German jersey on. That would be that'd be fantastic. But
Okay,
Can you
so
buy chili ones at every Tenfei concert as well?
oh yeah, we're gonna ruthlessly plug Chili Ones at the Tenfei shows. It's
I'm
a
gonna
full
I'm gonna
program.
fake get married and have them play at my wedding just so you guys have to listen to them.
No, you're 41st. You should have them come to your 41st.
Yeah.
You did a pretty big 40th there. I saw. Took the
Yeah, so I had this
it
friend.
was like a orgy.
Oh my god, you're a fucking ass. Like Tice,
I'm
you
kidding.
love
I'm
parties. You love coming. You
Hey,
love
I'm
going
kidding.
to Shakers.
Who
Oh,
doesn't
I-
like parties?
I had a collab. What do you mean?
Yeah, you had a collab with who was it? Twister.
Jackie the
Jackie.
Alien. Yance, go back to your chirp. What are you saying? What did you say there?
No, you said you love parties, and I said, who doesn't love a party?
But didn't
Oh.
you say something about an orgy?
That's
Oh,
That was
it.
my.
It was-
That was.
So listen.
I didn't
So-
say that.
They
So
had like
it's a- it's a-
Technicolors everywhere. I just ran with it. It looked
So it was
amazing.
a
You don't-
di-
Like, sorry for the colors. You don't get out much, eh, Whit?
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. The voice of fucking reason over here. Thank you, Tyson, for hopping on board here.
I don't mind giving you heat, Biz, but like this seems unwarranted. You had a birthday.
Sorry for the colors.
I had a birthday, bro. They were acting like it was a fucking Diddy orgy, like there was oil everywhere. because the couple days before, Pasha, our videographer, who's probably on here right now, he was looking for outfits to wear, and there was one that came up like it was a cheap suit, and then there was like a rainbow one, like Technicolor. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't give a fuck. Grab me that one. I'll dress like an asshole, and then I'll throw a cowboy hat for the disco rodeo theme that we put on for my friend Jackie the
Sounds
Alien.
like you kind of nailed it.
Well,
Presented by Tenfei. It was fucking money. Biz,
Hey,
that
not-
party, Biz, that party looked incredible. But like, obviously, after I was gonna like bust your balls, it's still to this day like looks like an all-time shaker.
Were you not? Why weren't you there?
I was
bingo,
dude.
fucking
I got three,
bingo, Tice.
buddy.
Where were you?
You weren't at my 40th birthday party. I got three
I didn't
kids.
even know you
it was
had one.
It was March. We were traveling for Chiclets. We're home. I could. If that thing is in Scottsdale, if that's halfway in the country, I think I could have made it.
You know who's coming to my 40th? Enzo and Smitty. That's how I know we're in good shape for the sandbagger.
There you go. There you go.
Just saying.
You know what?
Don't let him divide us, Biz. Don't let him divide us.
You guys divide yourselves.
He didn't. Well, he can't do that during the sandbaggers. You can do it right now. He says he didn't have a cock ring, so he wasn't coming.
They don't make
I said
them
you
that
could
small.
use mine. I got plenty here in my side drawer.
I feel like we're getting way
He just
off
used
topic.
his
Chili
actual
ones
ring.
and cock rings.
He used his wedding ring.
Whatever sells, buddy.
Yes. Everybody's fair game. But it was an awesome party, and yeah, Tenfei wasn't there. It could have been better. As Wit holds up a pencil. Okay, so I was going to say, Tice, before we log off,
Yep.
You have to give us one more story, whether it's from Nate's bachelor party, whether it's from either of the weddings. Give us or from your career. Give us one more, like the Chardonnay.
That's tough to be put on the spot. I like questions more
But
than
you were coming on this podcast. How do you not have a few fucking teed up, ready to go?
He's never
is crazy.
listened to this podcast. He doesn't know what it's
No,
about.
I don't have time for the pods, but
You got to have an Enzo story.
I do have an Enzo story from the trip. Enzo's not going to love this one.
Perfect. Yes.
I mean, he was on fire. Leon's welcome party, full program. Like he had the whole. I mean, he was pretty much the show. He was
Shirt on backwards.
Yeah, you know, he was doing a top button untucked, like full.
The cholo.
Yeah, and he was delivering like full. He's excited. He's living over in Europe, so he hadn't seen the boys in a while. And he's nailing it. We get in the shuttle to leave. He's got to be thrilled with his performance. His body's done though. He shuts down in the shuttle. We're going back to the hotel. I've got a room with a spare bedroom up on the second floor, and Enzo's at a different hotel because he booked late and is a complete donkey. He's with his new wife, who's a beautiful, amazing, very patient woman. He's now in the shuttle and he's out. And I'm with, it's me, Zach Hyman, and Victor Arvidsson, and the girls. Hymes is still, recovering from his injury. So, and Arvy's never met Enzo nor myself. And I'm like, Arvy, I need you here. Like, I'm going to pull him up to my room because like, he's not getting to his hotel. We're not, sending him like this. So me and Arvy carry him through the lobby of the hotel. We get him up. I carry him up the stairs, so he's not a big guy, $150. Still heavy though for dead weight.
Oh yeah.
Boom, I
Weekend
put
at
him down.
Bernie's.
Yeah, and I honestly kind of knew this was going to happen. Like me and Emma were laughing. Like of course we've got Enzo. His wife goes back to the hotel. He's down. We lay down. 5 minutes later, I start to hear him stir. I'm like, no. I'm like, just stay down, man. Stay down.
Up.
Full selling Buicks, yard sale, just puking everywhere. So I grab him, I put him under the toilet. The worst part, so he's all good. He sleeps next to the toilet. Whatever, we've all been there. Not a big deal. He's excited, hasn't seen his friends in a while. But the next day we have a tea time at 10:30. He wakes up at 7, demons, shadows. He's like, I gotta get back to the hotel, like whatever. No shows me. I have my 10:30 tea time.
Kind of like these guys at my birthday.
Exactly. So
wait, why did he go to your hotel room if his wife was on that bus?
I know
wants to be with the
your
boys.
wife's like, why'd we get to puke?
Was his wife gonna carry him?
True. Good point.
Yeah, I needed Arvy, who'd never met the guy. We were dying laughing. He's like, who is this guy? I'm like, he's the best.
He played in the show.
Yeah. And then he no-showed me for the tee time, so I FaceTimed him. I said, "You're fucking dead to me." And I was going to go visit him in St. Tropez after. I said, "I'm not coming. This is just a horrible, I put you to bed, cleaned up your puke, and this is how you treat me." I ended up going.
10:32,
Yeah,
that's late.
I'm gonna say no way you were not going to Saint Tropez because of a little puke.
Oh, no, I made it.
Yeah.
We had a great time. He redeemed. He bought me a nice lunch at Bagatelle. We had a really nice time. We flew the Canadian flag. It was great.
That's a
Is that
power
the-
move by Enzo, moving to Saint Tropez to live. That is
Oh,
a
yeah. I mean, he's one of the
Listen.
most unique individuals on the entire planet. I love that man to death. He's sophisticated, ridiculous, funniest teammate I've ever had. What a treat of a human being he is. Sorry, Enzo, for telling everyone that you puked at the wedding. But
No.
not a big deal.
Oh, puke and rally, baby, or in this case,
Well, I
don't.
wish he would have rallied. He kind of
Yeah.
left me hanging, so I had to golf with McMuppet for the whole day, which was a nice time.
When you say sophisticated, what is he? Just well read? Like he reads a lot of books and retains knowledge.
Maybe he just thinks he's well read, but he gets his hands going and he starts talking like he's got answers for. He knows a bit about everything.
If you talk like this, I'm fucking. Eating
I'm all
up
in.
Anything.
I'm all in.
Tell me more.
Yeah,
his
going
legs-
like
he's
this.
He's leaned back, his legs are crossed, and he's getting this one going, and usually has a glass of vino, like just very, very refined gentleman.
The
I'm
last
fine
time
with
I
that
saw,
guy's selling biz like this.
hey, the last time I saw a guy talk like that was Pasha in Montreal, convincing this guy to buy meme coins, and next thing you know, a Wit lost 30 grand.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And I could have made about 80.
Enzo bought Bitcoin at the height.
well, he's still doing good. He's still doing good.
Well, he's getting he's getting booted from his apartment in Saint Tropez right now. He's trying to pay in Bitcoin.
Tax evasion.
Hey, if the big dogs you played with,
Mhm.
say Matthews, McDavid, McKinnon, who
Enzo.
else?
Turner, Rantanen.
You better put
No,
Barnes
all
in
right,
there.
all right. But those three in particular,
Yep.
ball in hole, tee to green, who's winning?
Oh, Nate.
No shit, he's way
Nate's
better.
a great golfer. Yeah.
Oh, that crybaby. I
Nate
fucking
was
lit him
the
up with a
worst.
front nine.
We
He was
smashed
fucking
him.
crying like a little
Biz
bitch.
owns him.
I fucking run that guy's show. You
Nate
tell
was
him I
the
want him
worst.
again.
Nate was the worst golfer I've ever played. He wasn't fun to play with. He was awful. He'd hit a bad shot, I'd laugh because like some of the shots he was hitting was ridiculous. He'd turn and be like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, hey, settle down. And now he spent the summer, got lessons, and he was down to like a scratch. And now he's probably like a 5 because he's not playing a ton, but
Know why
he's
you
good.
got traded
Yeah,
to
you can
Toronto?
What's that?
Now we know why you got traded to Toronto. You
Yeah,
yelling at him,
exactly.
laughing at him in the
Yeah.
golf course.
No, you don't laugh at Nate on the course.
No.
I think that would be an all-time bagger if you Sid and Nate, because we could we played against those two guys already and embarrassed them. I don't know if they would ever show their faces on a golf course, but if
They
there was
will.
if there's one guy who could convince him, it would be you. So good luck, and tell
Yeah,
Nate
we-
I run his
we get
fucking
close.
show.
Yeah, I'll mention it.
Yeah, relay the message.
I will. You guys might be chatting soon here.
There's just no chance. Like they don't handle losses well. Like those guys are not facing us again, Biz.
Did you hear Sid's dad was trying to take credit at the fact that they should own the name of our golf videos, the Sandbaggers, because Nate said it? Sid's old man's even mad at us. So fucking bring him when we go at it.
Yeah, we'll get Troy in the mix. We could get Lenny Barrie, Troy, and Graham McKinnon. That would be that would be content.
What's
the
Nate's
bag.
old man like?
He's the best. He's just a good East Coaster. You get a couple drinks in him, he just starts to sound even more East Coast.
Does this?
No, he does not do that.
Well, hey, this has been a great hour, buddy. And on a serious note, I know we were fucking around there for the last 20, 30 minutes, but an unreal career, an unreal guy, unreal teammate. And you could tell just by the response how well loved you were. And we wish you the best of luck on the second part of your journey, buddy. And you'll probably have just as much success, if not more, on this end. So we love you, buddy. And hell of a run.
Yeah,
Unreal,
thanks,
man.
Biz. Appreciate that, guys. You too. Great careers on the two guys on the top of the screen here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Whit must be on the top.
Yeah, you and Whit are on the top. So I don't know what you guys are looking at, but
Well,
you guys had wonderful careers. Biz.
well, you're definitely never getting a seat in my
Go
back
Tin
seat
Fay.
again.
He's throwing away that chili one right now, right
Yeah.
after this.
He's selling it.
Well,
Filling up his passenger seat with clothes too. Nobody could sit there either.
yeah, it's a crazy program. You should have seen him trying to get out of the parking lot last night.
Oh my God. No,
Tonka truck.
there was
Tonka
a
truck.
bunch of people leaving the restaurant, so I turned into this driveway, and it was the most narrow driveway surrounded by these trees, and I was Austin Powers, and these guys are just giving it to me the fucking
It
entire
took
time.
us 6 minutes to get out of the parking lot. I was like, who needs a truck this
You were
big?
3-point turning it, Biz?
Oh,
So people try to shame me for my truck size, like, yeah, small biz, whatever they want to fucking say. I like to road trip. I want a big truck. I want to be on top of the road.
What do you mean on top of the road?
I wear a
Every
wedding
car
ring
is
size
on
cock
top of the
ring,
road.
so I don't care.
You are
Biz,
the
I
Chuck
know what you're
Norris
saying
of
about being
driving.
up high. You got to be up high
The
driving.
best.
But there's like a reasonable limit of how high you should be.
So
He's
this,
like
is this one of those like monster trucks?
he's Gravedigger.
He's got the Monster Energy
I got
sign.
Gravedigger toy one like 20 feet from me over there.
Oh.
That's Biz's truck?
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, it's
Room. Is it
there's
loud?
no reason. There's
It's a
just no
fucking
reason.
250 diesel. It's a fucking diesel truck.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
who are
sounded
you kidding?
I was like, what the
You used to ride in one every day. You used to ride in one every day with Derek Morris on the way to the rink.
Yeah, and I used to have to fucking have a trampoline next to it to jump up to get in. I hated
No.
it. I ripped so many suits from that fucking thing.
No, I have the slide down steps.
Yeah, he did too, and they came down like 15 feet.
That's what they added in for the Cherokee. He gave them. We'll give you the slide downs.
That was nice of them.
You have to remember, I live in Arizona where there's plenty of space to park, and it's just a bigger area where we don't have buildings stacked upon buildings, and also Jackson Hole. Like that's going to be
I'll give you this. It makes sense in Jackson Hole. It's the only place it makes sense.
A 250
why not
is
Arizona?
insane. Unless you're hauling horses and stuff, you do not need a 250.
I'm looking down the road. I got vision
How
down
long
the
are you
road.
going to keep this thing?
A diesel engine will last you 350, 400 miles, buddy. 400,000.
No way.
Bro, you
If
don't
you're
know.
ta-
You
if
don't
you're
know what you're
taking
talking
care of
about.
it,
You
good.
talk with your hands. You don't know what you're talking about.
400,000 miles.
300 or 400,000
If you
miles?
get a Ford diesel engine, that'll fucking last
Can
you
we
to the
get
end.
you guys got to fact check that. That seems like a lot of
Google
miles.
it right now.
Biz,
You're
they're
staying
called,
on.
They're
Google it.
called used salesmen for a reason.
What do you want me
got
to search?
fucking
How
used
long
salesmen.
will a Ford F-250 engine last?
Diesel
Gravedigger.
engine.
Gravedigger.
Roughly 200,000 miles. It says.
That's
What?
longer.
That
longer.
seems a lot. Okay,
It
I would have
is
thought
because
I
they
thought
fucking last
100,000.
forever. This
I mean,
is a
it's so-
vehicle,
It's still half of what you said, but it is a lot. We'll give you that.
buddy. That's what the internet's telling you.
You might
I
be,
think
you might be thinking kilometers and miles and kilometers. That's probably
Sure.
the same,
You
right?
I
take
think
your-
that any F-250 diesel owner would say, yeah, I think this could go to 250,
I've never met
300,000.
another F-250 diesel owner, and I
Hey,
hope
I
not.
don't,
Biz.
I don't live in Arkansas.
Biz, let me tell you something, Biz. This is on motorbiscuit.com, so I trust them.
Oh yeah, I'm a frequent
Says,
flyer.
when properly cared for, it could last
Don't know.
600,000 miles.
Yeah, but he's
You
not
fucker
properly
suck
taking
on
care of
that,
it. He got
bitch.
his fucking
Motor
clothes rack
biscuit
in the back.
Motor
I-
Biscuit, dude.
I'm not afraid to eat crow. I trust Motor Biscuit with my whole heart.
I
So,
do too. You're right.
That's a Super Duty. That's what you have, right?
I
Super
actually
Duty?
have that magazine
Super
here.
Duty.
I'll go check.
Yeah.
Motor Biscuit.
so-
yeah.
I think that when I need some humbling, we should get Tyson on, and you guys could just do a roast every time, maybe once a month.
I'd say a
We'll do a
week.
Chili Ones roast where you guys keep me accountable for my vehicles and my
Chili
other
One.
silly antics. I don't think you ever got to even see me play, Tyson, because we only met each other in the NHL where I was
You
doing the same
played?
thing you were doing your last
Yeah.
year in Calgary.
Yeah. We definitely got on the ice against each other, but I wasn't super concerned about you. I knew you and Bordello were probably going to go, and that was about all we'd see of you.
You paid as much attention to my shifts as you do to this podcast. So, on that note,
Hey, that picture you sent us, though, stick on stick with the old graphs this week was nice on Ovi.
did you see
too.
that? Did you see
Oh,
Pull
no,
that?
that up.
I didn't know.
Yeah, show them.
Didn't
Oh,
come
sure.
across my ticker.
How would he have seen it? You sent it to our group chat.
No, I'm
Well,
saying
I thought maybe he was checking out online for.
I was looking
it
for
was
Google.
all over the
stick on
algorithm.
the
It was
stick.
trending. Biz stick on
He's like,
stick.
how am I going to
Ovi.
teach Leo how to play defense? Because I didn't.
What's the name of that website?
Motorbiscuit.biz.
This is there.
Look
it
at
is
that.
right
D.
there.
He was about to rip one shelf.
Oh,
there.
buddy,
Oh,
that is
yeah.
going. He is loaded. That is going titty 100%.
Buddy, if it wasn't for me, we lose that preseason game.
If it wasn't for you, they wouldn't have got Sid.
That's you could thank Merles and Witt for that too, you fucking asshole. Well, since we're sticking around, I mean, fuck, got any McDavid stories you want to share? He's puking anywhere on the bachelor
Davo's
party?
great. No, Davo's he's never done anything wrong. He's the best.
and his wife designed your place too.
Yes, she did, and she did a wonderful job. Little bit over budget, but you know what? That's it seems to come with the territory, and it turned out great. So no complaints. Love Davo. He's got a sneaky great sense of humor. Loves to have a great time when it's appropriate, and I hope he gets one here soon. Because fuck, is
You think he
pushing.
resigns?
Well,
He'll get one.
But I think he'll get a couple more years there, and can't leave Leon out to dry like that. He'll do a couple more years, I hope, and they'll hoist one there. Too good not to.
You thought you were getting a deal when he was getting those PJs for the rookie parties or whatever, the post game parties.
He was great. He's not afraid to pick up a tab either, which he looks after the lads.
Love that.
Yeah. No, he's fantastic.
Does he have a 250?
Yeah. I don't know. We're not going to talk about his hot tub again, and we'll
You're
get.
gonna. Oh,
no,
I know.
He was
He
banned.
hated.
That's
You
over.
could put his hot tub in the back of your truck.
You should get one, Biz.
You're gonna be driving by this afternoon, Tice. I'm gonna have a for sale sign in my window.
That might sit a while.
He's doing
Unless
his
someone's trying
laundry
to
in the
move their
hot tub in
house.
the bed, the bed of the truck.
Hey, isn't it nice talking to me on the pod though, Tice? Because you have way more of my attention,
You
more than
guys-
about 8% of it.
It is nice. It actually is really nice. Between your phone and the fucking barbecue guy, I didn't know if you were listening. You guys should see where he's got. So he rented a beautiful home, like 2 doors down from me, like on it's called Beach Drive. It's a nice boulevard, like winding, like beautifully manicured. He's just got this truck because it won't fit in his driveway. Parked, it's like the tail is sticking out like 3 feet into the middle of the road. It's
not. You.
It looks
fucking
like
liar.
Neighbors, Biz.
dude, it looks like there's just a construction company out front of his house. It's insane.
This is
You
my
might as
street
well get a
now,
trampoline
bitches.
for your front yard. You're the trampoline in your front yard guy with the
Yeah.
truck sticking out.
Above ground pool in the back and a trampoline in the front and the F2000.
Hey, you could play on it after lunch or use it to get in my car, but we're out of here, folks.
Oh, boys, I'm beat up. I can't do
Chris,
this
I don't
anymore.
want to keep you guys too long. I know you got.
Call a medic.
All right, buddy.
We love you.
Guys, the NFL is back. Tailgates, packed coolers, the buzz before kickoff, but getting in, nightmare. Queues, price jumps, getting logged out mid-click. All you want is to be there, beer in hand, losing your voice with the crowd. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experience in a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. Wednesday night, Fenway Park, you get $25 right now to get in and see Red Sox play the A's, chasing down the end of the regular season, getting into that wild card spot. $25 Fenway Park, Wednesday night. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets, MLB tickets, any league with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Chiclets for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHICLETS for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket. Go download the Game Time app today. Guys, Body Armor time. This episode is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. Right now, I'm pointing at the strawberry banana, the GOAT. They also have orange mango. G has other flavors. He loves Body Armor. They have so many great tasting flavors. No artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. None of the junk, none of the crap, and a bold new look with the same great taste. Get your Body Armor today at Walmart or a local grocery store near you. These guys are going to be present, as always, at the Chiclets Cup. The Boston Stranglers are going to be crushing body armor, getting fueled, ready to go for the games. Body armor, choose better. Thank you so much. Congrats once again, Tyson Barrie. What a guy. Biz, before we get into some topics that you might have had, we did forget to bring up the Hughes brothers. So you give us your idea or your thought on where they'll be if they'll ever play together.
I have heard rumblings that someone in the family wants them to be Rangers.
Ooh.
New York Rangers. Depending on how the next year goes, maybe you could give it 2 years. I would assume that they just all end up and stay in New Jersey. I think it's just going to be, I think it's inevitable because like Luke's going to be offered this like monstrous entry level or deal out of entry level.
Well, when's he going to sign?
Jack's got probably like 4 to 5 years left on that 8-year deal.
Yeah, check it.
And then my assumption is the Canucks are going to be like, listen, what do you want to do? And they have to want to get a boatload in return because you can't lose them for nothing. And if it were to happen, let's say in the second part of this season, if things aren't going well for Vancouver, you get so much more for him because he still has next year on the deal. So to like get Quinn Hughes at a $10 million cap hit for half of this year, which I would imagine, I would be shocked if the New Jersey Devils aren't a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference by the time playoffs hits. And to be able to add him for under 10 million, or I believe he makes, what does he make? 9.5 or does he make 10?
Either way,
he will be able to text
he'll
us
look
that.
it up.
If they can find a way to get Dougie Hamilton off the books and maybe send him back and get that money and add Quinn Hughes, I feel like if they make like 1 or 2 minor adjustment deals at the deadline, all of a sudden they're a contender, in my opinion. And that's it. Like Dougie Hamilton's cap hit is just as much. Maybe it's like this exact same as what Quinn Hughes is. And no disrespect to Dougie Hamilton, because like there are years where I believe he's hit the 70-point mark and he is a dynamic offensive player. I just believe that from an overall game perspective, like even despite Quinn Hughes' size, he closes on guys defensively. Like he's very good in structure. He drives traffic. Like,
breakout.
Dude,
am I getting a comment from Pasha here in the chat?
7.85 is what Quinn Hughes makes. Dougie makes 9. It's 7.85. That's what Hughes. What does he have?
Wow.
2 more years or 1?
He's got this year and next year left on his deal. I thought he was in the 9 range. My apologies.
He should be in the 12 range. 13.
Quinn Hughes
range.
only makes under 8 million.
He must have signed that right out of his rookie deal.
Well, Biz, Luke hasn't signed. I mean, Pasha would literally. We would never. He'd be poof gone.
Yeah, but
we'd never hear from him again. He'd disappear.
Okay, it just seems like a lot for. And fuck, man, if New Jersey does end up having to move off of Luke and Jack because all of a sudden they want to be New York Rangers or want to go somewhere else, well, you also have a shit ton of leverage there. Like you're going to get a boatload in return. I know you don't want it happening, but I would bank on that all of them end up in New Jersey. That would be my guess.
And
what about you? What do you think?
I think if they, I could all see them on New Jersey pretty easily. But at this, and I saw a lot of people saying this when this whole discussion began or was brought up this past week. How would you not want to all play together? Like if anyone would ever be up, it's like to play with your 3 brothers getting to play on the same NHL team. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
So I know Quinn Hughes probably doesn't care, even like if there were to be backlash from fans in Vancouver, but I also feel that he's done so much for their organization, even despite through the ups and downs and especially going back to the circus last year and how he handled it so professionally and it probably got exhausting for him having to answer all those questions being in the middle of it and the captain of the team. He has earned the right, just like McDavid going to the Leafs. That's the last time I'm going to mention it. He's earned the right to kind of get that. But I mentioned it before with all these big stars up for contract and the league turning a little bit more like the NBA, where there is kind of I feel like these guys want to play in the big smoke.
And they can kind of decide it now. Like
that is the family where if they want to play for the New York Rangers, it's happening and nobody's stopping it.
What if they all went to the Wings? That'd be sick.
That would be awesome because Detroit needs to make playoffs, and I still think that they're going to end up in limbo
if I
again.
could pick
like
anywhere,
year.
it'd be the Hughes brothers all are on the Red Wings together.
Really?
Yeah. I want the Wings, and I've said this for years. It's kind of incredible that the Wings have been jokes since this podcast began, basically. The Wings were, like, growing up, it was like, oh my God, it's just the Red Wings. They crush everyone. So
they made the playoffs 20 years in a row, right?
Yeah, I want them on the big stage again. And I guarantee the league does too. So who knows? I mean, it's just an interesting conversation to me because it's thinking of the chance of those kids all playing together. And it's a very realistic possibility in New Jersey. You know, Quinn plays out this year and he's like, guys, thank you so much, but I'm not signing here. And boom, Jersey. Send me to Jersey.
My guess is going to be if they're outside of a playoff spot by the time the deadline comes around in Vancouver, they are just going to straight up ask him. And if he ain't coming back, which he's not, I think they're dumb if they don't ship him out this year. And because you're getting so much more return. Not to say he's not going to get a boatload from New Jersey. If I'm New Jersey, I'm basically giving up every first rounder I have to get him if he's going to sign. The only problem being, though,
and Hamilton,
is that he wouldn't be able to re-up right away. So there's a bit of a risk involved, right? Because they would have to wait till July 1st because he's still got over a year left on his deal.
So, but if Jack and Luke are locked up, he's going to stay there.
Yeah. Or he's like, all right, I'm going to go where you guys are coming in a couple years.
Yeah, or he goes there and he's like, "Oh, I'll see how it is," and then we'll all make our decision at the end of the year. But does Luke have to sign his contract this summer?
Yeah, and I thought he'd be signed by now.
There's one other big name who hasn't signed his deal. Who?
Mason McTavish.
There's another one then. Somebody else hasn't signed their deal.
Gee, help us, baby.
There's a few big name guys who still haven't been locked up before training camp.
I know it's a crazy take, but PFT said it a while ago when I was listening to Pardon My Take. They were talking about brothers. It might have been during the LeBron and his son playing with his son. And he was like, if you have a sibling in the league, you should be able to play. Like, how cool would it be to see Brady and Matthew play together? How cool. Like, I got to play with Eric and Mark Stahl together. It was so sick. Like, just to sit in the locker room and be like, oh my God, this dude's brother is right next to him. Like, how fucking cool is that? You know? So I just think the storylines of what you want, like, it makes so much sense for all those guys to play together. I hope it happens at some point. Obviously, it's going to hurt one team or one fan base a lot, but to play with your brother, and it's such a small opportunity to do it, I think it would be the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, and if you could pick one team outside of New Jersey where you would want to see the Hughes brothers play, where would you want them?
I think a package deal, get the Hugheses, and then Brady Tkachuk down here in Florida. Have them all down here, all the brothers, and yeah.
5 of them. Biz, G says it's Luke Evangelista and Alex Holst are the only other two.
What do you think Luke Hughes is trying to get?
I don't know. I was wondering that too. And he could. How many years? Like, are they offering him long, or is he like, I don't want long? It's a hard game out there now, and I think these are wild times for agents and players because the cap's going up and up and up, and then you see reports of where it could actually go, like in 10 years, and it's just such a different game now. Like, it's hard to be somebody. How do you even know what you want if you're going to sign 8 years? Where at 6 years from now, you're not like, what the hell did I sign this contract for?
I'm looking it up now, but how many years does Jack Hughes have left?
He's 5
probably got
more.
4 or 5.
He's got 5, including this year.
Okay.
That's why it's like, why wouldn't they all just play in Jersey?
That would be the only thing that really makes sense, because the Jersey's not going to make a trade with New York to get them all there, right? Like,
No.
I think the only way it happens if they all go to Jersey right now, which would be amazing.
I know, my God, Pasha. It would actually be even better in terms of what I would want to happen to Pasha if they went there. Unreal year. If Biz's idea happens, he goes to Jersey halfway through this year. They go on a run. They don't win it. Maybe they make Eastern Conference Finals or the Cup Finals. And Pasha's like, oh my God, like we're winning 3 of these things in the next 5 years. And then Quinn's like, no, I'm all set. He goes somewhere else, and then the other 2 are leaving. That would be what I want to have to happen to Pasha. That would be the best possible storyline.
Hey, I wonder if he could take the trade right now, all 3 of them playing in New Jersey the next 2 years together, but then knowing after that all 3 are gone.
Yeah, but you got Hughes for 5 years. So you're saying he'd be like,
no,
trade.
But I'm saying is like then he would request a trade and he's out of there. Like, would you take the roll the dice?
No, Pasha wouldn't risk it. He wouldn't risk it because he knows even with all of them, the next 2 years they don't have a cup winner. He would even admit that.
You don't think with the 3 of them in the next 2 years?
Well, they have 2 of them. So if they added Quinn, you're thinking just Quinn Hughes alone, they're in the next 2 years winning a Stanley Cup.
I think if you're swapping out Dougie Hamilton's money for Quinn Hughes and then you can make some. I mean, I know Palat struggled, right? He's not the Palat we saw in Tampa Bay. I would imagine that's somebody that you're trying to get off the books. And if you could sub him in for like a player that could be as impactful, let's say like a Barbashev, like when he ended up going over
they
to
need
the Golden
like size.
Knights.
Jersey needs like bigger.
Yeah, like if they were able to like make the Quinn Hughes move and then like add like a Barbashev, I think you're honestly like one more move away if all of a sudden all these guys have a big year. Like,
where is he? Japan right now? He can't answer this because is he Japan still?
He's in. I know he went over to
South Korea now. South Korea.
Nice.
Pasha's just all over the world, man. This guy's a world traveler. Jesus Christ, I thought I took vacations.
We are shriveling Vancouver, basically saying he's not going to stay there. I'm kind of excited.
Staying.
I'm kind of excited to see Vancouver this year. I want to see.
How many games are you going to watch of the Vancouver Canucks with? How many? If they're not playing the Edmonton Oilers, how many games of them are you going to watch?
Listen, fair question. If Pettersson can like be the Pettersson he used to when I was watching the 10 o'clock Saturday night, like Hockey Night in Canada had Vancouver games on. I was like, this guy's unreal to watch.
Yeah.
And Quinn Hughes made it so fun. JT, I mean, they had like a fun team to watch. And then last year was just a disaster. And let's see this year. What if Pettersson's nasty?
I think Pettersson's going to have a big year. I don't know if you guys talked about it last pod. He's added about 15 pounds of muscle. Got married to an absolute missile launcher this summer. I don't know if he's a beautiful
Swedish
girl.
Guy,
so I mean, he's got a lot of things going for him. And I think that with JT gone and a mental reset in the offseason, I think he's going to put up like 85 to 90 points this season.
Yeah.
I think he's putting up 35 tucks.
All right.
Yeah, I think he should.
We're going to have the previews coming up soon. I mean, at some point, next couple of weeks, get the division previews. We got to get some people on for those. That's always fun. And yeah, what else did you have? Sorry, Biz, I interrupted you.
I think maybe the name I was thinking of was Bedard because he has the ability to sign, but he hasn't yet. Yeah, I thought there was one. It's going to come to me. There's one other guy who hasn't signed before training camp, and it might be a cap situation with one of the teams where they haven't figured out their cap situation. Unless that player was signed.
Could Eichel sign, or does he have?
No, Eichel can sign now.
Oh, really? He's only got one more year too? Jeez.
He's one of those guys who is one of those superstars who's waiting for one of the dominoes to fall.
Imagine if they like somehow, because it's like you see for a long time now, next year's UFA class or 2 years from now UFA class, and back in the day it was a big deal. Well, now the big dogs they don't even get there. Imagine if this crazy one after next season they all were like, let's just all wait it out.
Oh my God!
That would be.
You just put another one in the chat. Kempe
could that's your guy, Biz, who you originally, when you first started saying 10 million a year, I think I laughed at you, and now it's like no brainer. That guy's a dog.
He's getting 10 for sure. He's a superstar.
He
He just plays in LA, so we don't talk to him. I think he's gotten 40 goals twice in his career. Like, how many guys are doing that these days?
And he's sick in the playoffs. They lose first round, but he's nasty in every time they play the Oilers.
And he's got a mean streak to him. He plays like a bulldog.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit to play against.
Speaking of a bulldog, Keith, that game Saturday. I mean, woof, woof.
Holy shit! Go down.
University of Georgia. They shocked. I mean, I'm watching this game. It was 21-7, right? After the first quarter.
It was 14. It was 14-7. Then it was 21-7. Yeah,
insane game. Ends up where Tennessee, they have a chance to win it in regulation with a field goal.
Look at him. We just listened to his whole mountain climbing experience, and he's on the phone when you're trying to tell him about the Georgia Bulldogs.
We can relive it. He's not listening.
No. There's rumblings that Dylan Dubé might sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just thought that was an interesting story that I just got sent over.
Oh, okay.
But go back to your Bulldogs. Go Dogs. Okay, so they were up or they were down how many points?
It ended up Tennessee's got a chance. No time remaining to kick the game-winning field goal. They're showing this kid on the sideline. Keith, I don't know. It felt like it was 12 to 15 minutes after they started realizing that he was going to have a kick to win it before he actually kicked it. They ran all these plays to try to get in the middle of the field, get a couple more yards, get him closer. So he's the center of the broadcast and in the stadium. You know, everyone's seeing the kid back and forth. He's doing some warm-up kicks in the net. And he did not have a look of confidence, like, at all. And it was just so long that I'm like, I don't think he's going to miss this. Like, he was getting freezed out. Dude, he misses the thing.
How far?
Oh, just shanked the thing right.
No, it was like a 37-yarder.
Okay, not exactly.
I thought it was a little
shot,
more. I think it was a little more than that.
Okay.
College, I would say 20, like 30 yards in is a chip shot. Anything past 30 yards, college, you don't know what you're
dicey.
Getting.
You're kind of right. Maybe 35 dicey. Yeah, you. But holy shit! Then it goes to overtime. Georgia, they give up a field goal and then they get the ball running in. Just an incredible game. But I almost wish we could get the picture up of the kid. I felt so bad I hate seeing. And then he made the kick in overtime. Didn't matter. But I felt so bad for him. But I knew he was missing it. I knew it.
I know.
It was one of those feelings, Keith. I was like, this kid is not making this.
If I type in Tennessee kicker, will it come up, a picture of him?
But Biz, there's 106,000 people there watching. He has a chance. This would be a huge win for Tennessee, like massive.
I think
he would have been an absolute legend on campus, dude. If he had hit this and they won in regulation, he could have walked out of the stadium with his fucking uniform off completely.
Oh, he would have gotten the dick sucked off his torso by all the cheerleaders.
I felt sick to my stomach for the kid. But I
loved it because he missed it.
I knew.
So I'm seeing him right now, and he looks like the kid out of Little Giants. That's blowing the boogers out of his nose.
That is the perfect. Yeah, like the
when
kid who has the
head,
bubble. He has got the bubble wrap at the beginning and stuff. I think he loses his head in one of the tackles of Little Giants.
Yeah, he puts
for any
it down.
Younger listeners, like maybe Little Giants, if you rewatch it, and I haven't seen it in quite a while. What a movie that is!
So you're saying that it was almost his own team's fault for icing him.
And they got a penalty.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, so Biz, they're going to kick it, and the guy jumps offside. So 5-yard penalty. That's I forgot the biggest part of the story, and that's when you were like, oh no, he didn't need that. He didn't need that. The penalty.
I'm looking at this video, and I'm thinking like this is a skit for the Out of Order.
It looks like
network.
It's like sass. It's like little sass.
That's what I was saying. It looks like little sass in a Tennessee
you said
uniform.
that? I didn't even hear you say
I said that in the Stormers group chat. I'm like, he looks like little sass.
He's just like all stressed out. He's like, oh my God.
He's like, is this worth it? Why am I
He's
here?
like,
Can
I gotta
leave?
get my
the whole
fucking
stadium,
leave,
though,
they'll
Biz,
know.
the college football like environment. It's just
He's like, I got to get my
section.
physics report done for class on Monday. Motherfucker. I think I forgot to do it.
Still
He
has
wouldn't
an
have had to do
internship
it
from
if
the
he made
summer.
that.
But it's orange section, white section, orange, 108,000, whatever. Oh my God, what a game!
To be fair, he then kicked a field goal in overtime to put them ahead 41-38.
That's what I said. Yeah. So he hit the one in overtime, but college rules, you get the ball. If you get a field goal, other team touchdown wins. If you get no points, other team needs a field goal. So Georgia got the ball back and scored a TD, which was brutal because they were minus 3.5. They only won by 3. Keith was the one who said, do they kick the extra point? I'm like, nope, that's a loss.
Yeah.
I'll say for he's got pretty nice calves.
He should. He's a kicker.
I know. I'm just trying to pump his tires after a tough week. Jesus, go Dogs. I think that there's really nothing else to talk about NFL wise. I didn't really
Burrow. I didn't know turf toe is like that bad. It just doesn't sound that bad, but I think they're saying he's out 3 months. Got to get surgery.
I think that he has to get surgery. He could be out the whole year.
3 months, yeah. That's what they're saying anyway. Well, 3 months is basically the whole NFL season.
Yeah.
Big Cat and PFT were like, they got to rename this. It doesn't sound like it's that bad. Like they have to rename this. They were like, they got to talk to their sponsor or whatever.
Yeah, agreed. Turf toe. It's like oh, God.
Pluto, if Pluto just renames itself,
they're back in.
Were you guys aware that Pluto got put on waivers?
I had no clue. Me
neither.
But I learned a lot this episode. We got to do more of these teaching episodes. It's like the clip of Francis when he teaches Dana Beers about all these different like things in life that you probably should know. Very funny videos.
They also told me that whales used to look like wolves and they used to roam the earth like on top of land.
All right. Well, that's about it.
Let's wrap it up.
For episode 5,000.
Day off.
I was going to ask you, and you guys might not want to talk about this. Where like just like you guys are American, and like I live in the States. Like the Charlie Kirk thing, like that was fucked up, man. Like I don't give a fuck what your political views are. If you're online celebrating that type of stuff because he had certain values and opinions, I think that you're out of your fucking mind, and certain people in society have truly lost it. And regardless of, like when all that George Floyd stuff happened, when this type of stuff happens and all of a sudden there's so much hostility online, regardless of the topic of it, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. And like for his family to have to go through what they're going through and for this guy's life to be taken because he went to universities and wanted to debate people and talk about this stuff. It's truly like you're like where the fuck have we gone as a society and a world if this is the type of shit that's going on and the people celebrating it online, like you guys are fucking clowns. And this is coming from like a liberal Canadian. Like you're a fucking clown if you're celebrating that.
Yeah, I would say it's shocking. Like, and in the social media world, which is like you said it best, it does give me the heebie-jeebies. It's like it's so fucking evil and like dark and like there's so much just hate within social media but to see like a lot, not just a couple, like a lot of different scenarios and people who've lost their jobs who are writing messages like, good, he deserved to die. And like, it's just, I don't know. I don't live my life like that. I know my family, I know you guys, we don't live our lives like that. Like somebody loses their life, I don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like the value of life is like non-existent with some people. And I think there's so many mentally ill people like that need help. Like I think the internet has a lot to do with it. I think like you read about, I don't know anything. You see like there's discords. I don't even know what they are, but there's like a dark kind of nasty world online.
It's brutal. And a lot of them they don't suffer consequence for it, but for something like, I think that Portnoy put it good. Portnoy even said, he goes, I probably disagreed with 50 to 60% of the things that he would say. But like you, like the fact that you're online celebrating that and then still think that you're a better person because of some of the values you do carry enough to celebrate what happened to him, you're not. like you're evil.
Yeah.
I don't
so
care
my thing
what
is, Biz, like
what
that's
your
what I'm
values are. If you're celebrating that, you're an evil human being.
Yeah.
Evil to the core.
Yeah, and I would say just so mentally ill. Like, yeah, I evil 100%. But at the same time, like, if you see like his kids and his wife and like the videos of his kid running onto a TV set with him, and you're still saying those things, like to me, that's a serious like you're mentally ill, and there's so much of it, and you see
There's
it
so
all
many of them.
online, and I don't know like what the hey, you want to go real deep, you have kids. I've talked about this with Keith, like what the fuck's it going to be like in 20 years? Like, yeah,
Horrifying.
so it is pretty horrifying. You want to talk about your mind not be able to comprehend outer space, we're talking about Pluto. Try thinking about how you're going to, I mean, I have ideas on how to like, raise your children with the internet and like how ridiculous and awful it can be and how many parts of it are horrible, but you can get in an absolute bubble, like lost, trying to figure out like what it's going to be like for them. And yeah, there's just so many unhappy people. Now this is online. Now, obviously I go out and like, fuck, I live a very lucky life. No doubt. Like I can admit how grateful I am for every single thing I have in my life. So I don't have the slightest clue of the struggles people live, but I meet a lot of great people and like happy people and like good-hearted, like funny, naturally personable. Like, so I think a lot of it is just online, and you're just people are on all day. And it's just kind of like, I guess this is in discussion of Charlie Kirk. You said all that best. Just, it's horrible that was online, that video. I watched the faraway one, and then on Keith, our chat, somebody sent the closer one. Somebody saw it and wrote, I wouldn't watch that one. That's disturbing. My wife saw it. She's like, it's just
I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake when I first saw it. I'm like, there's no way that this happened. And
right.
To go back to what you were saying, with like that would probably be like that would be some advice I would give to even some of our younger audience, where try not to get wrapped up in all the politics and all the bullshit. Like it's just gonna be constant arguing. Obviously, inform yourself, but don't dive so deep into it where you're allowing it to affect your emotions in a way where it's driving you crazy. Like I feel like during COVID, that was a pivotal moment, like even in today's society, because like there was nothing really to do for a period of time there where everyone was kind of stuck at home waiting and watching the news and watching their phones to when like we were going to get let out of our cages. And I feel like that was the first time I really felt that it was maybe impacting my mind a little bit, where since then, like I avoided at all costs, where obviously it's hard to avoid and not see what had happened last week. But like I said, it's just more of like, this is sick, this is disturbing, and the sick and disturbing people are going to continue this awful discourse online, going back and forth at one another. Just separate yourself from it and know what's right and wrong. And like the people that you talk about, who you surround yourself with, try to find people like that, where it's just good-hearted people who care about one another, regardless of maybe how they see certain things politically. So it's a crazy world out there, folks, and it's only going to get crazier.
Yeah, that's it. We can't end on that, because I try just to be like, I'm living in the moment. When I get stressed out, I'm living in the moment. I'm living today. That's literally what I do. I take deep breaths, and then I say, I'm living in the moment. I'm living right now, what we got right now. But my last thing on it is, back before social media, before the internet, you would be friendly with somebody, you like, not very close, but there's somebody you're friendly with. Your kids play sports together. Like you run into them time to time. You work with them, and you'd be like, I like this person. Like they're friendly. Like you would have never seen their social media, right? So like now, like people like hate people based on what they post about. When if it didn't exist, you wouldn't even know those things about the people,
because you don't really talk about it like that.
Because yeah, you don't. So like now it's like, I hate that person. It's like you never met him, and I don't know. That to me is like the worst part of it. Like
But my thing is like if you dislike something or someone, like if I don't like soccer, I'm not going to be watching soccer, or like using that as an example. But like, why are people want to watch stuff to like spew the hate? It's like, just watch something you enjoy. Why are you watching?
That's the problem, Jens. That's the technology. It's like that dopamine hit, and it gets them like their nervous system firing, and they, they don't know it's bad for them, but it gets their excitement up. And I think that people are so into their phones now, and also that's part of the argument about these apps, right? Like, and I'm not picking a side on this. I think that when Elon bought Twitter, he kind of opened open season where it wasn't as certain
Monetized.
things weren't as flagged down much as maybe when the guy prior did it. The issue that maybe conservative people had with it was more like they would allow more of the left-leaning things to be allowed on the platform as opposed to the right side, where now it's just a lot more open season. So people who are younger and they're first being introduced to the internet, it's hard for them to differentiate what is actually happening, what the truth is. Clips getting condensed where there's not really long-form discourse, where it's just these like boom, 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 boom. Like, hey, like, we fuck around too, but like we're also talking about sports when we drop these clips. We're not talking about things that are going to change people's lives, like or get
when you're in that game now, dude. That's a scary thing now. Like
it's
think about it. Like a lot of people do what he did, like that's a living. People are making these political commenters, online personalities. You're like, there's some sick people out there. But it's like, it's fucking crazy. But I guess, it was probably smart you brought that up. That's just
just more of a conversation.
Horrible.
Like sometimes like we get like talking about things that are not hockey related, and like once again, like our prayers go out to his family, because this is a human being who was assassinated for his views, regardless if you disagree with him or not. And I think that it's important. Like we have a job sometimes where we do have like younger kids who play hockey who listen to us when they're on the bus on the way to the rink. Like maybe there's a kid listening who is getting a little too wrapped up in it, and he's letting it affect his emotions. Get away from it. There's so much more happier things to put your time and energy toward. And especially like you said, you don't want to be not being buddies with your buddies because of this shit. Like you want to have
like people you've known forever, and you're like, now you're seeing things they post. Like I hate this person.
I know.
Yeah, so Biz, I can't wait to watch Peakin. Yance, can't wait to see you. We got 10 days, boys. 10 days till we'll be together. Even less than that, actually. And I'm looking for also Ryder Cup weekend. It's just it's going to be awesome. So great catching up, and we will be back next week. Soon enough, the previews will start. We'll get everything going, and camp. We got some storylines. Biz won't talk about some of them, but everyone have a great week.